welcome back to Premier League Dad. How are we all doing? My name's Kee. We are live for Celtic against Kairat. Kairat Almaty, Kazakhstani champions. So yeah, that's tonight's Champions League footy that we're going to be watching. We have already seen Rangers get, demolished would be kind, I've got to say. It was a really, really difficult night for Rangers last night. Celtic, I think, given the opposition, would expect to be going through quite easy here. Sorry, West Yorkshire lass, good evening. Yes, good evening, how's things? Good to see you. Fires, good to see you too. Yes, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. I think Celtic should breeze past these fairly easily. They're certainly overwhelming favourites anyway. Shah, thanks for streaming it. You don't stream it, you can't stream it. I don't stream for what it's worth. I can't put the match on if that's what you're sticking around for. Can't put the match on. I'd love to, but again, TNT seem to charge people thousands for this, so I don't think they'd be too happy with me doing it. Tone, come on you boys in green, 4-0 Celtic. Brandon, how are we all? I'm good, mate. How are you? How are we all doing tonight? It's been a bit muggy today, hasn't it? Key, what's your score prediction for tonight? I am feeling... I think 4-0 is probably a good shout. I feel like Celtic are going to put on a bit of a show, and I've got Celtic to win. This is what I've backed tonight. I've backed Celtic to win and got a goal in both halves, basically. So I've done that. Sam Holloway, surely Fenerbahce will be more interesting. Well, I don't know. And also, to be fair, I have done a lot of Rangers games, and I'm starting to get a bit of stick from the boys in green saying I'm a closet Rangers fan, which I'm not. I'm also not a closet Celtic fan, but I'm getting a bit of stick here, so I just wanted to put an opportunity out there. We'll watch a Celtic game just to show it's all it's all even-handed on this channel. We I quite like watching Dundee United and Hibs, and I'd be up for watching Aberdeen on Thursday. It's just that they clash with Crystal Palace, so I've no problem with any of them. But yeah, we are going to watch Celtic tonight. I'll be keeping an eye out on Bodo Glimt against Sturm Graz, Fenerbahce against Benfica, and there is another one tonight, isn't there? Who else is playing tonight? Bâle against Copenhagen. Yeah, Bâle Copenhagen, Bodo Glimt Sturm Graz, Fenerbahce Benfica, and obviously this one, Celtic against Kairat Almaty. That's what we're watching tonight, RFC. How's it going? Brandon Murray, I'm a Celtic fan because I'm Irish. Come on, you Greens. Well, they to each their own. Finners Matty, hello. I don't know what you said there, mate. Deleted it before I could read it. So yeah, that's the plan for tonight, obviously. If you've got any thoughts on tonight's game, or to be honest, anything else really, if you've got any thoughts on any of the games that we're watching tonight, any of the games that we're keeping tabs on tonight, then drop your thoughts in the comments. Key, are you watching Palace tomorrow? I am, mate, yes. Yeah, I'll be watching Palace tomorrow. Palace tomorrow, Chelsea on Friday. And... yeah, Chelsea on Friday, Palace tomorrow. And then Saturday and Sunday, we're back to 3 games a day. So 3 watch-along Saturday, 3 watch-along Sunday. Got loads of footy on this weekend. Tony was recommending another pod showing German football. Well, hey, whatever, each to their own again. To be honest, I don't know if there is any... Is there any German footy on tonight? I don't think there is any German footy on tonight, is there? Is there any German footy on tonight? Nah, there's no German footy on tonight. What are you promoting German footy for, Matty? No German footy on. RFC and Newcastle Army, did you watch the Rangers game yesterday? I did, yes. It was a bloody awful game for Rangers, to be honest, wasn't it? It wasn't the sort of game that... yeah, they weren't particularly pleased with Russell Martin and his approach to it all. Blue V Demon, hi Key, why are you watching Celtic over the other games? Well, I just look at it and think, well, there's Fenerbahce against Benfica, that'll be a good game. Copenhagen away at Bâle, that'll be a good game. Bodo Glimt against Sturm Graz, that'll be a good game. But this is it's a British team, innit? It's a British team. Back British. Mark, how's it going? Good to see you, Mark. Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know why I picked Celtic. I just picked Celtic. I don't know. Listen, if I'd have put Fenerbahce and Benfica on, you know damn well there'd have been people in the chat going, hang on a minute, why are you not playing Celtic? Matty, I was saying if you want a YouTuber showing football, then Mark Goldbridge is allowed to show Bundesliga now, apparently. He is, yeah. Yeah, I saw that earlier. That's a really, really big win for him. That's a massive, massive win for him. Again, though, it's a little bit of a step away from... Like, I guess it's still good. It's still really... No, it's really good, actually. It's really, really good. But I guess it's a step away from what he did initially. Like, he's now going towards a hybrid between, like, an actual broadcaster, like a TNT, a Sky, and in between, like, the fan independent media thing. Feels a bit weird, that. I don't know. But, hey, listen, he's innovating. Good luck to him. Well done. Fair play to him. Absolutely, absolutely no knocking it at all here. It's just interesting. I don't know why. Clarky, Mark Goldbridge isn't his real name. No, I know it's not his real name. His real name is Brent De Cesare, I think it is, something along them lines. But and again, people have given him nothing but stick today when this announcement came out that he's won the rights to the Bundesliga or certain. I think he's got 20 Bundesliga games. But, hey, good, like I said, honestly, good luck to him. Good luck to him. I know a lot of United fans don't really have a lot of time for Mark Goldbridge. Mark, do you think we get Isak in the next week or January? I don't think we get him in January. I think if we don't get him in the next couple of weeks or whatever, the end of the transfer window, basically, if we don't get him by the end of this transfer window, I think we get someone else and he's missed the boat. Newcastle have missed the boat. But I do 100% still believe he's coming. Brandon, is Goldbridge actually going to show them or is he just commentating? No, he is going to show them, yeah. He's won rights to broadcast it. So I think it's going to be like a mix between actually showing the game and him actually commentating. It's basically just going to be watching the Bundesliga with Goldbridge as your commentator. But someone's found a clip today and broadcast it on Twitter saying, it's Mark Goldbridge basically saying that the Bundesliga is a shit league, an awful league to watch, and all this sort of thing. It's full of crap teams. So he's just won the Bundesliga rights to broadcast it. DF, Joe, Isak's going after the Liverpool game. It's written in the stars. I think so. If we don't let him go, it ruins our season. I agree, mate. I don't understand why Newcastle would seek to keep him at this point. I think it's just the best for all concerned that he goes. We got about 35 minutes to kick off, so we'll go through the team shortly. Mark, the Bournemouth game showed how important Gravenberch is to Liverpool. It's very true. Key, it's not just Mark Goldbridge that have the Bundesliga rights, it is the overlap and the BBC as well. But again, that's still, him getting a share of it is still a really big thing, isn't it? CFC James, what's the game on? It's on TNT tonight, this one. Yeah. Let's have a quick look and see the lineups tonight. Let's go through the lineups, why not? So, Celtic... For this one, have got Schmeichel in goal, Johnston, Carter-Vickers, Scales and Tierney. Midfield of Nygren, McGregor and Hatate. And then it's a front three of Forrest, Adam Idah and Maeda. Dyson Maeda on the left. For Kairat Almaty, it is Zarutsky in goal, Glazer, Martinovic, Sorokin, Mirinski at the back, Arad, Gromyko and Tapalov in midfield. And then Jorginho, Satpayev and Edmilson Santos. It's so, honestly, you'll always get, doesn't matter where you go, there's always a random Brazilian player in the team. It feels like Brazilian footballers have just gone far and wide and gone, we'll have to put at least one in every single league in the world. You get Brazilians in Japanese league, you get Brazilians in just everywhere. There's always just a random Brazilian in every single league, it feels like. Sam Holloway relegated 3 this season. I think it's going to be West Ham. I can't look past West Ham. Yeah, West Ham, Burnley and Leeds. Maybe Everton at an absolute push. Finners Matty at half-time in the Newcastle game. Slot and Eddie Howe play Russian roulette and the winner gets Isaac. Gabbies, I hope Kairat win. Celtic will win 16-0 in the first leg. Mark says, I think we need to sign Gay first, though. I do think we will sign Gay. Whether or not we sign him now is maybe another question altogether, I guess. Ryan Davidson, channel is a Celtic game on. It is on TNT, mate. Brandon, I just have a feeling Leone will start for Liverpool against Newcastle over Canati. Why would you think that? I'm not going to put 18-year-old Leone in over Canati. Gomez starts ahead of Leone, for sure. Josh Miller says Kairat 2-0. Ryan, Joe, don't start, mate. Don't start. What's going? Wissa going to Tottenham now? No, he's not, mate. He's gonna hang on for. He's gonna land on for Newcastle. I'm sure he is. It's just whether or not Newcastle can get the deal done. At 40 million quid, he still feels really expensive, doesn't he? 40 million quid for a player who's nearly 29. I don't know if that's good value, to be honest. Right. Wonder who Arsenal get in. Sterling. Do we think Arsenal go for someone now that Havertz is out? Joe, I reckon the bid gets accepted tonight. Ronnie, I didn't know Palace Conference League playoff is tomorrow. It is, yeah. Fredrikstad. Yeah, it's... if you're following me on YouTube, you'll see I've updated the schedule now. So we've got all of the games coming up over the next week or so. We're also going to be watching Wolves against West Ham next Wednesday. Yeah, it is on Channel 5. Yeah, tomorrow. Crystal Palace against Fulham. Fredrikstad. Not Fulham. Man United Fulham's on Sunday. Daniel, Newcastle are refusing to sell Isaac. I think that's posturing. I think it's a negotiating stance, Daniel. I don't think it's an actual line that they're taking. I don't think for 1 second that Newcastle are actually refusing to sell him. I would be amazed if they are, because that is really, really stupid of them. It would be really, really stupid if they tried to. And I would hope that the runners of football clubs are a little bit smarter than that. Daniel, what do you think of Bundesliga being on YouTube? Well, there's 20 games in the Bundesliga that are being broadcast, so there's not actually that many, but it is still a really, really big win for Mark Goldbridge. Yeah, it's massive. That's really, really good. Really positive for him, made up for him. Seriously as well, that's good luck to him. Fair play to him. Innovating. Jamie, thoughts on Sunderland? Did really, really well the other day. Really enjoyed watching them. You brought in some really, really good players, and I have backed you to get 3 points against Burnley at Turf Moor at the weekend. So, yeah, I'm expecting Sunderland to stay up. I backed you to stay up before the season. I still think you will now. Finners Matty, when is the Champions League draw for the league stage? Yeah, it's about, I think it's the first week of September, it might be. It's once these two are over, basically. Once these legs are out the way. Because this is the final qualifying round, so I imagine so. Ronnie, I think if we play like we did against Arsenal, we beat Fulham. I don't think United did anywhere near enough to beat Arsenal, if I'm dead honest. And I think Fulham at Craven Cottage are usually... They're going to be a lot better than Arsenal. They're going to be a lot tougher test. Be interesting, of course, but I would expect maybe Amorim commits a few more bodies forward. Daniel, do you think the Newcastle fixture will be more feisty? Well, they'll bill it as more feisty, won't they? They'll bill it as like a big battle, a huge battle, huge, revenge on the cards and all that sort of thing. I don't think it'll really, like, if you're Eddie Howe, let's say you're Eddie Howe and you're Arne Slot and you're managing that game, what would you be saying to your players going into that game? Because I know what I'd be saying. It'd be, for the love of God, do not let this crowd get you sent off tonight, right? Because the referee is not going to be... Just because all the crowd are up for it, doesn't mean the referee is going to be up for it, right? He'll give an early yellow card and it'll calm everything down. So, for me, I would be telling all of my players, listen, nothing silly, don't react. Let them, if they want to go through you, take a tackle. Take a tackle, go down, he'll card them early. Let's get a few on cards if we have to. Brandon, is your name actually Kee or is it short for something? It's Kee. Kee is short for Kieran, mate. Daniel, do you think Fenerbahce versus Benfica is the tie of the round? Yes, absolutely it is. I think Copenhagen away at Bâle is going to be a good one, though. Fatboy007, Moyes needs to be sacked. All he's done is blame referees, yet he did nothing for 71 minutes. What would you have expected Moyes to do? Barry 5 minutes, what would you want him to do with that? Do you think Moyes had to start Tierno Barry then? And do you think that would have made a massive difference on Monday? It was Monday, wasn't it? Don't get me wrong, I think Moyes did get the selection wrong, but his hands are tied a little bit. Sam Holloway, Ornstein and Romano have said we're back in the market for an attacker after the Havertz injury. Yes. Who do you think you'll go in for? There's rumours that Arsenal are going in for Nicholas Jackson, of all people. Daniel, what do you think Villarreal versus Barcelona league game being played in Miami? Ridiculous. I don't like it. Yeah. Don't like it at all. But I think it's maybe a sign of things to come, sadly. Gabbies, do you think Bodo will go to the Champions League? Do I think Bodo will go to the Champions League? Yes, I think they'll get past Sturm Graz. Yeah. So I'd imagine so. Noah Searsons, predictions away versus Newcastle. Liverpool always historically do okay at St James's Park. I don't think we will lose, but will we have enough to win? Well, look, let's put it this way. I think if we were going into this game and there wasn't the whole noise around Isak, and then we learned just before the game Alexander Isak isn't playing, Liverpool would expect to win this one, wouldn't we? We'd go there expecting to win. So, yes, Newcastle without their best player, I think Liverpool can win, and I would fully expect us to win. However, I wouldn't be incredibly surprised if it was a draw. I don't think we'll lose. But I do think we'll... we're the better team. Like, we're the better team. St James's Park is a tough place to go. Very, very tough place to go. But they haven't got the best player. And without the best player, you'd have to expect Liverpool will be favourites going into that. Ronnie, I hate the idea of playing abroad. It snags the point of having home stadiums. Well, have you seen what Villarreal have promised, by the way? Villarreal have promised that they will fly their fans, whoever it is, like if you've got a season ticket at Villarreal and you are going to the Barcelona game at home, because they've moved it to Miami, what they're offering is to pay for your flights and to pay for your accommodation. But you know exactly what... Well, I think they're offering to pay for the trip. I think that's what they called it, pay for the trip. Which, in my opinion, what that probably will mean is Villarreal will end up covering the cost of a plane that flies all of the fans there, or several planes maybe, to fly all the fans there. You'll watch the game and you'll be back on a plane immediately after. Or you might get bog standard accommodation. It's not going to be like a long weekend. You won't get 3 days in Miami. It'll be you're there and you're straight back. So probably won't be the nicest or most pleasant experience, will it? Brandon, fair play to them, to be fair. Yeah, well, it's nice. It's nice that they're doing that, but still, it ain't going to be the most fantastic experience, I would imagine. Fatboy007 says Brobby is going 25 million. Great money for Ajax. I don't rate him at all. Don't think he's a player, to be honest. Joe, no team ever wins comfortably at St James under the lights. And Bournemouth did, didn't they? Bournemouth did all right. Sam, Key, have you seen the Eze news? What's the Eze news? The last I heard was just before I came on air, which was Eze, Tottenham are very close to getting it wrapped up. £60 million agreement or something, and that was about it. They're looking to include Richarlison in a deal for him. So that's the only thing I've heard. Ornstein. What about Ornstein? If this is... There you go. David Ornstein now claims that Arsenal would have been more interested in Eze for a sum of 40 million quid. Well, yeah. That doesn't mean they're going to get him. That just means they're not getting him for 40 million quid. Apparently Trossard has rejected a move to Bayern as well today. David Ornstein exclusive. Arsenal make move for Eze and 27-year-old wants them. Tottenham lined up deal with Palace today and player. But after Havertz's injury, AFC now closing in on England international. If he proceeds with choice, THFC will pursue other targets. Ooh, 3 minutes ago. That is a bit naughty then, isn't it? That is a bit cheeky. Arsenal coming in and sneaking him last minute. That probably does mean then that Wissa goes to Spurs, you would imagine, maybe. I do wonder whether or not they go and get Wissa now. Yeah, I was going to say, I think Thomas Frank might well do it, you know. Jack, what channel are you watching Celtic v Kairat on? I'll introduce you, Jack, to this wonderful thing. It's life-changing. It's called Google, mate. Absolutely brilliant. Changed my life. Yeah, I think Eze going to Arsenal is probably... It is the right move for him, let's be honest. It is the right move. Joe Wissa only wants Newcastle. Well, I know, but if Spurs come in and they're serious and Thomas Frank's sort of there, he's worked with Thomas Frank before. Yeah. Why not? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Sam, I'd be surprised if Richarlison leaves Spurs. Think this year will be his finally. Watkins to Tottenham, says Ronnie Dodge. Maybe. Villa need to do some work. Villa definitely need to do some work. They're all over the place, aren't they? Stephen McAnally, watching a real team tonight, Scouse. Not that pissed last night. Isak's going to play with the under-21s at this rate. I know, but the thing is, if Isak does go and play with the under-21s, who really loses there? That's Newcastle losing every single day of the week. Like that to me is baffling. Why Newcastle would even try to keep him. Only Newcastle lose if they do that, by the way. They can't reintegrate him. He's not going to play again for them. Jack, what website is Celtic v Kairat on? If you go to Google, mate, you type in Celtic v Kairat, you'll see where it's on, mate. Boniface to AC Milan in close. I think Richarlison will join Leverkusen. Why Richarlison to Leverkusen? That's an odd shout. Tierney, what game are you watching, bro? Is it Celtic? Yes, Celtic against Kairat. Stephen McAnally says 3-0 or 4-1 Celtic. Heard it here first. Callum the Red, read my comment, Key lad. You've not put anything, Callum. You've not put anything in there, Chief. Robert, Tottenham apparently considering a swap deal with Richarlison and Eze plus cash. Well, Eze, seemingly, according to Ornstein, has said, well, yeah, Eze's looking to go to Arsenal. That's the news coming out of David Ornstein just a few minutes ago. Turney says, Mon the hoops. Swifty, get yourself 15 minutes of Notts County v Shrewsbury, Key, real football. County were very unlucky not to get promoted, weren't they, last week? Ostermorg, use live chat. I've got live chat on, haven't I? What are you on about? Use live chat. I've got live chat on. I'm watching. As soon as you chat, I can see it. Christopher Dinney says 4-1 to Celtic. Ronnie, I'm watching the United Women's versus Liverpool friendly. Friendly. Bloody hell. Rather you than me, Squire. Daniel, what do you think of reporters asking Eze which is his next team? Yeah, that was a bit sly, wasn't it? It was Cottrell, wasn't it? Yeah, Cottrell. I didn't think that was great. Calm the Red, scroll down, it's there. There's nothing there, mate. The first comment you put in the chat was, read my comment, Key lad. That was the first thing you put in there. Nothing else. Joe Key, check the war flags on Twitter. It's what the flag is going to say on Monday. Go on then. I'll have a look. War flags. War flags, war flags. What's the flag going to say on Monday? Idolised and adored. No promises broken by the fans that make this club. We deserve better. Where? It doesn't actually say anything. We deserve better than the destructive path you've chosen. Newcastle United will never be defeated. Well, that's what it's actually going to say. Christ, how big's the flag? Hey ho. Ronnie Dodge, I hope Ruben starts Sesko on Sunday. I'm sure he will. Yeah, I'd be surprised if he doesn't. Slowhead United v Fulham prediction. I think 1-1. I think Fulham get at least a point. Daniel, are you watching the WSL during the international break? No, there's always other games on. Always other games on. I don't mind watching the women's tournaments, the international tournaments, but I won't be watching the WSL. Not at all, no. I'll be prioritising the other leagues that I know actually stuff about. I don't know anything about the WSL. I enjoyed the women's Euros, but no, won't be watching the WSL. Joe Gallagher in the Melbourne. Daniel, League One, League Two, National League. There's that many during the season. There's that many leagues going on. It's difficult to you've got so much on. There's got so much footy on. So yeah, it'll be primarily men's footy. Yeah. I don't mind doing, if there's obviously the Women's World Cup in another couple of years, isn't it? So I'll be doing probably the Women's World Cup if the channel still exists by that point. But no, up to this point, it'll definitely be the men's footy. Reese's Footy Feed. Newcastle are cutting their noses off to spite their own faces at this point. They should have just signed Ekatike when Liverpool gave them the option. I don't think we did. Honestly, people keep saying this. I don't think Liverpool ever gave Newcastle the option to sign Ekatike. That was never on the table. Liverpool have been linked with Ekatike just as long as Newcastle have, believe me. So I think firmly that Liverpool, as soon as Ekatike was, there was a bit of a noise about Newcastle bidding. Liverpool just went in and said, we can't let him go there. Straight in. And he wanted to come to us. It was always the plan that we got Isak and Ekatike. It was never that we was just going to get either or. I don't think there ever was a conversation between Liverpool to say, we'll let you have Ekatike if we get Isak. I don't think that ever happened. Ever. Daniel, do you think you can make it to Christmas without skipping a day? I would hope so. I would hope so, yeah. Harvey, hi mate, what game you watching? We're watching Celtic, mate. Celtic against Kairat. Robert, did you hear Jacob Ramsey's voice crack on his video pronunciation? Well, mine's going a bit like that tonight. Got a bit of a sore throat today for some reason. Brandon, Chloe Kelly is public enemy number 1 because everyone is aura farming. Everyone hates her now. Swifty, women's football isn't for me. I must be one of them misogynists. Oh, you old dinosaur, you. You old dinosaur. Daniel, have you seen the Rodgers ice sculpture unveiled today? I haven't, no. Reese, seen the news about Mark Goldbridge, quality stuff, that. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? It is, it's good to see a fella starting out in his bedroom. I'm working up to getting the actual TV rights, as we've been joking about on here. Maybe I can get the Icelandic TV rights in years to come. Who knows? I really need to have a drink. Listen to me throat. Sounded like Jacob Ramsey. Daz Reynolds, do you think we get a new centre forward and defender? I think we get 2 attackers and a defender, mate. Yes. Ostermorg, do you see by the XP on the chat there's live and top chat? Your first one's not on top chat for some reason. Oh, Christ, I didn't even see that. Oh my God, I didn't even see that. You've just turned me you've just turned me on to something there. Not turned me on, but you know what I mean. You turned me on to something there. I didn't know that you could. I thought that was just maybe I have been missing out on stuff here. You can hear them crying on the Tyne. Alex Isak wants Merseyside. See, there you go. I didn't even see that. Okay, fine. I can actually see him now. Stephen McAnally, Callum, I'm always alright. I'm a Celtic fan. M16 Geordies. Okay, I now feel like Isak is staying at Newcastle. It's going to be too late for him to get the move. It's entirely just based on whether or not Newcastle can get players in. And if they can get a couple of players in, they'll be fine. Liverpool get him. I still think he goes because I can't... Honestly, I am of the opinion that Newcastle would be seriously better playing Anthony Gordon up front for the rest of this season. They would be better doing that than trying to reintegrate Alexander Isak. It'd be shocking to try and keep him. Lol Joey, Isak to score in the return fixture against Newcastle and do an Adebayor. Reece Grounshaw, Prem Dad, it's a Wednesday, don't be so turned on. Come on, Wednesday! Holly Marley, are you watching the second leg of this game? Depends. Probably not, no. I imagine I won't watch the second leg because I think it's a 5:45 next Tuesday. So it'll be an early kick-off. But next Tuesday I'm watching Wolves against West Ham in the Carabao Cup game. I'm watching the first leg of this because I honestly think Celtic will probably stick 3 or 4 past them and the second leg won't be worth watching. GFH says Eze to Arsenal, madness. Brandon Murray, Chelsea v West Ham predictions. I think... Dylan, thank you for the follow. I think West Ham will get stuffed. Yeah, I think Chelsea will probably put 2 or 3 past them. RK, what kit does Isak wear this season? Probably Gateshead on loan. He certainly won't wear a Newcastle kit again. I don't think he, for 1 second, actually ends up wearing that Newcastle kit again. Reece, I cannot believe Kai Havertz has a knee injury already. He's falling apart, isn't he? Callum the Red, West Ham 0, Chelsea 1. Do you not think there'll be more goals in it than that? Oh, I do. Ollie Marley, what's your most excited game for this weekend? I'm really looking forward to Liverpool. Obviously on Monday night against Newcastle. But I'm really excited for Burnley and Sunderland. Which I know that's like, don't be sure. I do. I think Burnley-Sunderland's going to be a good game. And Burnley have to get something, don't they? Have to get something. So I think Sunderland will just about get the result there. Mukhtar, what do you think about Celtic match? Kairat have been strong in the qualifiers. I don't think they're going to be strong enough to get the win tonight. I think Celtic will probably just about have enough. I've backed Celtic to win and a goal in each half. So that's my 2 penneth for tonight. And we're 9 minutes away from kickoff. Reece, it would be so brilliant if we robbed Spurs of Eze. Do you actually think you will? Finners Matty, last 2 head-to-heads with Sunderland and Burnley have been 0-0. I don't think it'll be 0-0 this time. I think there's enough good players in that Sunderland team that they'll certainly cause Burnley problems. Steve McNair, how's it going? Good to see you. Empty. Thoughts on the Chelsea player in the starting lineup? Who's the Chelsea player in the starting lineup? Who's the Chelsea player? I don't think there is a Chelsea player in the starting lineup, is there? Not that I'm aware of. Thank you for the follow, appreciate it. Thank you. If you are new around here, give us a like, give us a sub, it massively helps. Ollie Marley says, really good weekend of football this week. It is, yeah, we've got loads of good footy coming up. Be great stuff. Reese, thank you for the shirt. Harvey, I'm currently watching the Bolton game, which will start soon. Yes, I'm going to be watching, or keeping an eye out for Bolton anyway. Listen, I feel like we have built such daily wee family around here. We can't give this channel up, Key. I know it'd be awful if we actually have to one day, but I am on a time limit. I have got a very, very limited amount of time, so no pressure. But you know, I need you guys to help me a little bit. Otherwise, I'm banging trouble. Steve McNair, Fenerbahce versus Benfica under 4.5. Now that is bold. I've gone both teams to score in that one. Harvey, are you watching Crystal Palace tomorrow? I am. Yes, I am certainly. Palace will be live tomorrow. I think it's 8 o'clock kickoff, that one. Brandon Murray, I think Potter will be sacked very early on, like September, maybe even this week at a stretch. Right, let me just go for the thingy before kickoff. 1 sec. I'll be back in a sec. Right, I'm back. Ollie Marley, why would you delete the channel? Because I'd need to go and get a job again. That's it. That's really it. I have quit my job to do this channel. If the channel is no longer something I can spend time on, then it'll just die. Yeah, it just won't be here anymore. Which I hope isn't going to be the case, by the way. Empty. There is for Kairat, the striker. The striker for Kairat is a Chelsea player, is he? Dastan Satpayev. Ah, okay. 1.6 million. I tell you what, that's not bad going, you know. Chelsea signed the centre forward from Kairat. I didn't know that. 17 years of age. He got 14 goals and assists in 20 games in the Kazakh league. Which admittedly, it's the Kazakh league, but he's 17. 14 in 20 is bloody good going for a 17-year-old lad. Finners Matty, Notts County beating Shrewsbury 1-0. I would have gone for Shrewsbury in that one as well. I'm glad I stayed away from that. Swifty 1-0 AK, told you. What game are you watching today? Watching Celtic against Kairat Almaty. Lisha, also, when are you going to actually start doing half-time games? Because you said it'll be the start of this season. I did. I promised. Honestly, I think all the things that I wanted to do, I've looked at and gone, that would be really cool if I could do that. I'd love to do that. I'd love to do that. And I've realised very, very quickly, I am literally but one man. You would have honestly have no idea how much time it takes to do just the stuff that I do at the minute. So I'd love to, I really would love to, but it might take getting to a point where I can actually get some help. And maybe the channel gets that big before the end of the season. I don't know. We'll see. Steve McNair, Kazakhstan, greatest country in the world. All other countries run by little girls. MT, he also scored in multiple rounds of the Champions League qualifiers. Well, they're out. They're ready to get started here in this one at Parkhead. Harvey, did you see that Nottingham Forest have signed Douglas? Have they actually signed Douglas Luiz? Douglas Luiz, Nottingham Forest. Have they actually got him? Wow, that is good. Yeah, really impressive. Forest will do all right this season. Yeah, they'll do okay. MT not Kazakhstan not happy with the promotion material from the US tour. Why? Why not? Are you watching Celtic? I am watching Celtic. Yes, we are just about to kick off here at Parkhead. Couple of minutes to kick off. Dawn Whittaker, daily reminder that Huddersfield have more league titles than Tottenham. Half Stevenage of all teams got 4 out of 4 wins. MT's has signed on loan with obligation condition. Interesting. Thank you for sharing that, by the way. I didn't know that. That would have escaped me until he started putting a really, really good performance in. I'd have gone, hang on a minute, who is this kid? Borat. Brandon, do you only do watch along on TikTok or anywhere else? I'm live everywhere, mate. Yeah, YouTube, Insta, TikTok, Facebook, Twitch, Insta, Twitter, everywhere. Yeah, everywhere. But yeah, YouTube and TikTok are probably the two that most people go to. Steve McNair, Celtic, minus 1,000 faves. Minus 1,000. Don't know what that means. LRD Jameson, Donnarumma in the final stages with City. Feel a bit harsh about Trafford there. James Trafford's got a bit of a raw deal there, hasn't he? Don't want to go. Can you do Bradford v Town on 13th of September at 12:30, please? I'll see. Depending on what other games are on around that time. Reese's Footy Feed. Doing watch-alongs is exhausting, I find. Loved it, but the amount of concentration it takes while trying desperately not to repeat yourself might just be my cerebral palsy that makes it that way for me. No, mate, I understand. Absolutely understand. It's you are repeating yourself, honestly, most of the time, because you get someone comes in the chat and asks something, and then half an hour later someone else comes in and asks the exact same question. You don't want to be rude, so you just answer the question again. But yeah, you have to repeat yourself. It's so it just is kind of one of them things. Unless we were to stick to a really rigid agenda of no, listen, mate, you've missed the Isaac discussion. That was 20 minutes before you came in. So you just have to kind of roll with the punches. But the bits that I've found, honestly, the bit that I found most, it absolutely rattles your throat. Like I get a really bad sore throat from talking all the time. Bad Pop, evening, sir. Come on, the Celtic. Hope they finally get some coefficient points. Stephen McAnally, did the Rangers fans take the Champions League tune? Because they'll not be hearing it again for a good while. G. Lawrence says, hey to Arsenal, bet you're gutted for your beloved Spurs, bro. Lisha, Facebook, who do you think we are? Not as old as you. Well, I'm trying to get it on other places as well. There's lots of other places. It's not just, I guess I was just trying to throw it out there to everywhere. Right, Kairat, get us underway here. The Kazakhs and Celtic immediately press them into a goal kick. Empty says, need to add time slot in description. What do you mean time slot? Need to add time slot in description. Brandon, do you put your camera on a tripod? Yeah, I mean, go and have a look, mate. It looks completely different to the TikTok one. Go and have a look on YouTube. You'll see it. Pup, has something happened with Isaac? He did a statement last night. He came out and gave his side officially on Instagram. And Newcastle did a rebuttal that said basically, absolutely not, we're not letting you go. But that's basically all that's happened with Isaac. No news, really. They've had a bit of an announcement, I guess, but it's not really changed anything. Harvey says Notts County versus Shrewsbury is also on right now. It is, yeah, and County winning 1-0, I believe. Here we go. Come on, you boys in green, says Tone. Stephen Isaac said, I don't like your stripy shirt lot anymore. MT, every time you discuss something you put in the description, when you did that, descriptions would be long and would take too much energy because no person would look. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, mate, I tried to do the whole Kairat are in here. Kairat have got a chance. It's gone behind. It's going to be a corner, is it? Yeah, corner. Corner to Kairat. 2 minutes in. The Kazakhs. Heaven forbid if they embarrass Celtic here. The Rangers fans will be straight in the chat. I was watching last night and the 50 times it was mentioned. Oh, right. Oh, I see what you did there now. Sorry. Yeah, it's one of them, innit? It is one of them. Like, it's not me constantly bringing it up. Again, I get stick for that as well. If people came in the chat and asked about it, I'll respond. How do you feel about it is usually the question. Oh, free header at the far post. And Kairat again. I tell you what, first real chance of this game. Kairat flying here. Big chance at the far post. That's going to be another corner, isn't it? MT, another goal for Bruges Academy, lad. Mon the Hoop says on a permo. You will never get this. Ball in. Cleared away to the edge of the box. Dastan Saptayev, come on. Celtic always take about 15 minutes to settle even at home. I was going to say, but they're not. That feels very familiar from the Liverpool days under Brendan Rodgers. We never really started as fast as we should have. There was a couple of games where we did, like in the 13-14 season, but most of the time under Brendan Rodgers we were quite slow starters. Finners Matty could be seeing Paphos in the Champions League. Empty. Engels goal. What about Engels? Engels didn't score last night. Are you on about Vermont scored, and Mekala scored, and Spilliers scored. They were the 3 goals for Bruges last night. Thank you for the repost, Harvey. Cheers for that for the shirt. I'm so glad we are fighting back against Tottenham for Eze again. Steve McNair, I always hope one of these teams wins every year. Could be seeing Paphos in the Champions League. I'd be amazed. Oh, Arne Engels. Sorry, Arne Engels. For some reason I was thinking you meant Bjorn Engels. But again, yeah, another Club Bruges Academy graduate. Yeah. Celtic are in here. Dies in my ear. That's going to be a yellow card. There you go. There's one to match the colour of your shirt, Sunshine. Yellow card for Kairat. Maeda down the right-hand side. It was a little nutmeg, wasn't it? No, just good feet. Really good feet. Takes him down. Clear foul. Yellow card. Easy peasy. Slabbering cabbage. Here he is. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. Martinovic. Yellow carded for Kairat. The captain as well. Skipper. The Kazakh skipper is on a booking. And Celtic have got a free kick. Opportunity to put the ball in the box. Scales, far post. It's hung up to that far post as well. Keeper comes out and claims it very, very well. It was going towards Scales. TikTok user says Eze to Arsenal. It's looking like it. Chris Headley, will Wissa go to Newcastle? At this moment in time, if Eze goes to Arsenal, I think Thomas Frank might end up going and getting Wissa. And I expect there's an outside chance that Wissa would prefer Thomas Frank and you know, a manager that he's worked with before that has got the best out of him. Bodo Glimt 1, Sturm Graz 0. I've got both teams to score in that one. Tone says, Maeda bullet train. Yeah, he's quick, isn't he? Goalkeeper, I'm telling you, Eze goes to Spurs. He wanted the move. Well, Ornstein is saying otherwise. Ornstein is saying that Eze is prioritising Arsenal. And if indeed Arsenal decide to bid, or if they have bid, then he prefers them, is the word from Arsenal. So is the word from Ornstein. 124, what game are you watching? Celtic against Kairat Almaty. MT, Premier League Dad, choose away day to Kazakhstan or Glasgow. For me, for Liverpool, I'd love the away day in Kazakhstan. I'd love it. Great little trip, that. Can't imagine Celtic take too many. But I've had like mates who've gone and done like really far Eastern Europe and done trips to those places. Like I had a mate of mine, funnily enough, who went to, is it Baku? He's a Chelsea fan, but Chelsea and Arsenal played in Baku. And he said it was a cracking trip, but it was so weird. It was so hard to get to. But I'd love to go and do them. I've been on so many European away days. That's kind of behind me now. I can't do it anymore. I've got a little girl. I've got a family. I'm trying to build a YouTube channel. I've chose Fenerbahce v Benfica. Nice. Goalkeeper, Arsenal haven't bid for Eze. It's an option, but why go for the CAM if they need a left winger striker? I think they'll end up pouring him into a left winger. I do. I think Trossard goes and Eze comes in. Slabbering Cabbage. Key, drop the English football guff. This is the Scottish champions playing. Read the room. Listen, I am reading the room. People ask me questions. I've got to respond. I can't just be telling them on your bike. On your bike. We're watching the Scottish champions. Leg it. Got to be polite. I've not got enough followers to start pissing people off. Goalkeeper Trossard has just renewed his contract. Doesn't mean he's not going though. He might still end up leaving. Apparently he had talks with Bayern today. Celtic corner, straight out for the goal kick. That was poor, really poor from them. Cheers for liking the live, Lee. Appreciated. Thanks for sharing and all that good stuff. Excuse me. Kairat down the left-hand side here. Do you know what? I was so close to doing no goal in the opening 10 minutes because that was really good odds. Bodo Glimt 2, Sturm Graz 0. Come on, I really need Sturm Graz. Really need a Sturm Graz goal there. No, Crystal Palace do play him wide left. He can play left wing. That is basically where he ends up playing for Palace. Pup, just wondering, is your studio, is it the spare room or are you relegated to the garden shed? Kairat! Is it in? Is it standing? Offside. Kairat have had a goal disallowed. Oh! Yes. No, so I am currently in between a studio that I've actually rented, say it quietly, and the spare room. Yeah. Just to get a little bit more room, because you wouldn't believe how much space all this stuff takes up. MT, why did Celtic not take that Rangers lesson on defending? Have you heard of Hereford FC? Of course I've heard of Hereford FC. You've been in the chat before, mate. We've talked about Hereford FC. I'm sure we have. Or I've certainly had a Hereford fan in before. We've been chatting about Hereford. Slabbering Cabbage, are you named after the 20-minute Tybrook stance? I'll say something. For the Rangers game, there was plenty of Celtic fans in the Rangers game, in the Rangers live, including yourself, Cabbage. Not many Rangers fans in here tonight. Now you could say that's because they've got the tail between their legs and they're not willing to come in because they get slaughtered after last night. You could say it's because of that, and I might be tempted to agree with you. However, you could also say maybe they've just got a bit of class about them. Got a bit of class about them, them Rangers fans, them Huns. HUFC, have you been to a match? I've been to many matches. I've never been to a Hereford match, I have to say, no. But I have been to many, many, many matches over the years. Pop, I'm here. Okay, forgive me, I'm talking about en masse. Brandon, Eze to Arsenal. Well, Ornstein's just reported it. Whether or not it actually transpires, we shall see. But I expect... I don't know, I still think he ends up going to Spurs. Eze always wanted Arsenal. HUFC, have you ever been to a non-league match? I've been to lots of non-league matches, yeah. I frequently go to Moss Lane, Altrincham. I say frequently, before the channel. Now I'm working every day in terms of watching football matches, so I watch football matches every day on this channel. But before I did that, I used to go and watch Altrincham at Moss Lane quite frequently. HUFC, where are you from? I'm originally from St Helens, but I've bounced around a little bit. I lived and worked in Altrincham for a bit. Lived and worked in Liverpool for many years. Warrington as well, Cheshire, leafy Cheshire. So I've bounced around a little bit, but I'm originally from St Helens. That's where I grew up anyway. Pope, you won't get many Rangers fans going to mass. Bal 1, Copenhagen 0. Shaqiri scored a penalty. Xherdan Shaqiri. Brandon says Levy had 3 weeks to agree a fee. He's not managed it, I know. That's typical Daniel Levy. Is that going to be a free kick? No. HFC, do you watch DAZN? Yes, I've got my DAZN subscription, so I know there's Hereford games coming up in the National League. Not that long away, actually. I think next week there's Hereford games on, isn't there? Finners Matty says non-league football, up the goals. I was going to watch on, I think it's Monday afternoon, I was going to watch Aldershot against Morecambe. Because obviously Morecambe are back in the league, aren't they? Morecambe have had their licence granted back, so I was going to watch Morecambe away at Aldershot on Monday afternoon. I think it's a 3 o'clock kickoff. So, yeah, I was tempted to watch one of them on Monday afternoon, but I haven't put it in the schedule yet. I am waiting to see. I'll see, basically. Because I don't want to keep doing lives. As much as I love the lives, and I really enjoy them, they are my favourite thing to do about the channel, I have to start making videos. If I don't start making videos, the channel will literally die. So I have to start making videos. So the plan is to focus less on lives and more on videos. I will still do at least one live a day, but I have to absolutely I have to absolutely start making videos. MT, thoughts on Vitesse games this season? Haven't Vitesse had their licence taken off them, aren't they? They done, basically. What's happening with Vitesse? My understanding is that they've been wound up. Yeah, kicked out of Dutch football. Decision to revoke club's licence. Exodus at Vitesse has begun. So what actually is going to happen? Really, really sad, isn't it? Lots of great players came through at Vitesse. Brandon, DAZN are doing Serie A this season. Well, I am watching Juventus against Parma as well on... What is it? Sorry, is it Saturday? Sunday? I think it's Sunday I'm doing Juventus against Parma. So we'll do a bit of Serie A footy on Sunday afternoon. Sunday night. Finners Matty, only one team in Devon. TUFC. MT, the club is going to dissolve. That's very sad. Harvey, Premier League dad, do you believe Arsenal is a big club? Of course Arsenal's a big club. Massive club, yeah. Although I have been asked recently whether or not I actually think Chelsea are a bigger club than Arsenal. And I've not really pondered that for... I've never been asked it, so I've never really thought about it, because the answer would have been no chance. Definitely not. Arsenal definitely bigger than Chelsea. I'm a proper traditionalist. However, 2 European Cups has to mean something at some point. Recent success. They've won more trophies. They've won 2 European Cups. Chelsea probably are the bigger team now. Celtic, cleared away. Empty says, did Arsenal FC already name change to Set Piece FC? Arsenal's set piece coach has somehow got a mural at the club. I don't understand why that has happened. Ryan, Palace v Forest and Everton v Brighton prediction, please. Palace Forest, I would go for 2-2. I think it'll be a high-scoring game, that one. Yeah, 2-2. No, yeah, 2-2. We'll go 2-2. It's going to be a draw. And Everton-Brighton, I think, will be 2-1 Brighton. Maybe even 2-0. I can't see Everton winning that. I don't think Everton have got goals in them. Kairat, chance! Kairat! Oi! Hit it! Oh my goodness me, I can't believe what we're witnessing here. Celtic, they're really struggling at the minute. Jesus. They're all over the place here at the back. Celtic getting bullied by the Kazakhs. Hey, you might start to see an influx of Rangers fans. There certainly might be. He's onside. There's no issue at all with that. Cameron Carter-Vickers gets lost, and then I think it's Scales manages to get a block on it in the end. But ropey defending that from Celtic. I'm not sure about that. And Kairat are doing some... They're knocking it about. They are knocking it about. 20 minutes in here. It's not been the most comfortable start. Given the opposition... They're in again here. Yeah, this is going to be a tricky watch, this one for Celtic. 'Cause I tell you something, if you don't win this one fairly comfortably, Rangers fans will be on at you. At least they got beat by a very decent Club Brugge side. They give it away again, Celtic. So cheap in possession. Consistently giving the ball away. It's a very, very poor start to this one. I need a goal in the first half. Otherwise, all bets are down from a Celtic point of view. And again, there you go, people asking, why do you pick Celtic? Why did you pick Celtic? Well, I'll tell you what, it looks like we've got a game in our hands here. Jose Torres, partido amanado, remates al arco Celtic. I don't know what that means, but it sounded pretty awesome. Finners Matty, do you think Robertson or Kirkes starts on Monday? I think he's got to put Kirkes in there. Yeah, I don't think Kirkes had a particularly awful game. He wasn't brilliant, but it wasn't so concerning that I would be dropping him. I think most people will find that most of the problems Liverpool had in terms of, you know, how open we were, will be solved by Ryan Gravenberch coming back into that midfield. We didn't have anyone in there. MT, honour needs to be given to the Kazakhstani League champs. 3-star Reds, Louis medical happening over the coming days, and Forest now looking at splashing the cash even more on Cash from Villa. Matty Cash, apparently he's still after Simicast as well from Liverpool. I don't think Matty Cash is a smart signing. Tank the player, Celtic has to win this or it's embarrassing. No kidding. Still 0-0 at the Bolton game, says Harvey. Yeah, we need a Bolton winner in that one. Or at least a goal in the game. Ostermore, Key, what happened to Bajcetic? Did he get another injury? Yes, I believe so. I believe he got another injury in training. And it's just kept him out for a little while longer. They've not really asked him in the pre-match or in the press conferences about Bajcetic though, which I'm a little bit concerned about because going into this summer I would have had him down as one of our top talents. Like I don't want him to go, if I'm really honest. I think he's a wonderful player, but I do think we end up selling him. I just hope we don't give him away because he's exceptional. Yeah, I really like him. Ostermorg, him and McDonald have just vanished. Oh, McConnell. Well, McConnell's going out on loan. Who else have they said's going out on loan? McConnell, Kumas, and there was someone else that they're looking for loans for. MT says Forest are just buying to see what sticks, I believe. Does feel like Forest are throwing a bit of everything and getting just so many new players. It's like the opposite problem at Everton, isn't it? What are we saying? Cash. Why are you asking that, Cash? I mean, does it matter to you? Let's say I was. Maybe I am. Why does it matter? John Steve, I can't wait for Monday night. What's your honest predictions? Honest predictions are... I think Liverpool win. I'm going to go 2-1. Yeah. Liverpool 2-1. Bodo Glimt 3. Sturmgratz 0. Finners Matty. Wrexham and Birmingham want Lewis Kumas. Stevenson's gone out already, hasn't he yet? Stevenson's gone. 3-star Reds Forest going to need plenty of options with Europa this season. That's true enough, yeah. Very, very true. I mean, hey, Cash, I don't mind telling you, mate, I'm not. I've got a wife. I sometimes wish I was, but no, I've got a wife. But I would ask why it matters. Kairat coming forward here. Ball knocked out to the left-hand side. John says maybe he was flirting. Yeah, he might be. Maybe he's projecting. Maybe he's trying to tell us something. Is there anything you want to get off your chest, Cash? Harvey, he's probably a kid. It's normally them who ask them sort of questions. That's true. Yeah. Again, to each their own, eh? Reese, any Spurs fans in here? Why is there been an announcement beyond what we saw earlier, Reese? I saw Eze. Let's go and check again. Let's see what you're giggling about something. So you've definitely heard something, haven't you? Kairat coming forward here down the left-hand side this time. Yeah, players ready to choose North London. The red and white half of North London. Bloody hell. Can you imagine? Following talks tonight, Arsenal are convinced that Eze prefers to join them over Tottenham. 60 million package offered to Palace with easier add-ons and faster payment terms to try and beat Spurs. Negotiations underway. Oh! Come on, Celtic. How are these not... I'm not even bothered whether they win for Celtic or not. I've got a little lacquer going on these tonight. Stuck a cheeky fiver on Celtic to win and a goal in both halves. Up a Celtic, says Sinisalo. Up a road. Up a road, Joe. Reece Granshaw, Tottenham days back. Major hay fever at the minute. 2-1 Notts County, says Finners. Matty. Empty. Things to do for our next Champions League visit of Kairat Almaty. Three-star Reds. Eze just signed for Forest. Here we go from Romano. Reece says we've offered Trossard a new deal. Key, you have any Club Bruges tops behind you? I don't, mate, no. I haven't got any Club Bruges tops. I've got an Anderlecht top somewhere, but no Club Bruges tops. Ostermark, what does that mean for Palace then? Already saw them linked to that Leicester player. Do you reckon that makes them more likely to take the hit on Gay in a year? Well, no. According to Steve Parish, they can't afford to take the hit on Gay. And... yeah, I actually think it's Gay holding the Palace deal up, and I do wonder why. Because I think he's probably looking at it as, well, look, I can get a huge payday next summer if I stick around. So after the World Cup, I can get a massive signing on fee. So I'm happy to stay at Palace for another year. So that might just be his negotiation stance. He's trying to get as much money as he can out of Palace and out of Liverpool. But I think Liverpool and Palace have probably already agreed a fee. Celtic with a shot. It's gone behind. That might be a corner. Sinisalo, love the top collection though, mate. I appreciate that, mate. Thank you. I've got thousands. No, maybe not thousands of them. I tell a lie. I've not got thousands, but I've got plenty of random footy tops. I would say well over 100, maybe a couple of 100. I mean, Mrs. is forever shouting at me about it. Get rid of him. Here, I'll pull out some random ones. Here, I've got, look at that, look at this, right, it's one of the favourites. This is a recent one. Columbia, the new Columbia kit, away kit. Lovely that. What's the other one? Oh, here we go, Malaga away kit. Lovely little Malaga kit. That's from a few years ago, that one. I don't know when it was. Any Celtic tops? No. No, I haven't got any Celtic tops. Lou, as if you're watching this shattered game, lad, watch Fenners. Fenners? Fenerbahce and bloody Benfica? No chance. Watching the British team, mate. British. Question, bro. Where do you get your tops from, and are they good prices? Oh, yellow card here for Tierney somehow. Tops, mate. Honestly, the vast majority of them have been accumulated over 20 odd, 30 odd years. So that PSG top there that you can see, I've got that literally about, I think it was 25 years ago in Paris. It's got Ronaldinho on the back. A lot of others I pick up from Vinted. You'd be amazed how many you can get. Just like, I was telling this story the other day. There was some woman who, my missus does like fashion for a living. She basically tries on clothes on TikTok. It's not OF before you start. She tries on clothes for a living on TikTok and makes money off that, right? But she gets clothes and we end up with thousands of them. So she usually gets them and chucks them on Vinted, right? And this woman was buying a big chunk of clothes off her and said, "Oh, I've got some stuff here. Would your husband need them, or would you need them?" Like, and she was based. I think she'd split up with her husband, and he had a similar footy collection to me, basically. So he had loads of footy tops that she'd split up, and she was just not giving them away, but he had loads of really good ones that I would have had, but she was trying to do like a job lot thing, and he had like 4 Barcelona tops, 3 Madrid tops, a couple of Man United tops, and I was just immediately like, yeah, that's not my thing. There was a lovely Croatia top though that he had. I would have definitely had that. Empty says, bro, Anderlecht top, burn it. 3-star Reds, another player we're rumoured to be linked with is Jackson from Chelsea. It's never going to happen, that one. Adama, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. How you doing, brother? Hope you're all good. I am very good, mate. Hope you are too. Got a bit of a sore throat. Feel a bit naff today, but I've got a bit of a sore throat. Otherwise, all good. But yes, Ostermorg, I do think that Gay will end up coming to Liverpool. They are going to get El Canous to replace Eze, unless they end up doing the deal with Spurs and Richarlison goes there. I guess we'll see. John Steve, who would you like to see promoted from the Championship this season? Who would I like to see is a completely different question to who I think it will be. I'd love to see a team. I'd love to see Blackburn back up. I'd like to see Blackburn. I wouldn't mind seeing Coventry come back up. Yeah, who else would I wouldn't mind, maybe. I don't mind West Brom, you know. Blackburn, Coventry, West Brom wouldn't be a bad set. But Blackburn and Coventry definitely would be cool. I wouldn't mind seeing... I like Portsmouth. I've always had a bit of a soft spot for Portsmouth. Get Fratton Park in. Back in the... Or Preston. Someone like Preston. Get Deepdale in the Premier League. That'd be good. Razine, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Reese says Keys misses, get rid of them. Key buys more. Yeah, that is the... Well, no, she said get rid of them, and I went, well, I'll just put them to use. Surely I can do something to put them to use. Said, what are you going to do to put them to use? Start a YouTube channel. I'll have them in the background. Rotation. And she said, you're not going to do anything of that. Well, prove you wrong. Or maybe I prove her right in time. Reese, I'd like to see West Brom and Wigan. Christ, Wigan. Been to many a game at Wigan. Adama, took the words out of my mouth, mate. Was going to say Blackburn. Yeah, Rovers have had it tough, haven't they, with Venkis and everything. Christ, you've got a Celtic player getting stretchered off here. Bad sign. MT Greek negotiation tactics are needed to be involved in the Eze deal. Would be done so much faster. Just force them to sign like Gibbs White. Well, it's Johnston going off and Ralston coming on. Johnston, stretch it off. Not good. Reese, I'd love to see Dorking Wanderers back in the Prem. Who was that who Newcastle played in the FA Cup back in the day? Rushden and Diamonds. Do you remember them? Don't exist anymore, but Rushden and Diamonds would be good to get them back in. John Steve, Bolton, Borough and Stoke for me. They're classic Barclays teams. I love Bolton. I do like Bolton, but I hate Middlesbrough. I've got a proper irrational hatred of Middlesbrough. And I don't really like Stoke, if I'm dead honest. I don't like Stoke mainly because of the drive. Whenever you've got to drive through Stoke or past Stoke, it's an absolute hole. In my opinion, I've not particularly enjoyed driving through Stoke. But Middlesbrough is just an irrational hatred because... Right, so, John, I'm sure you've encountered this in your life at some point where you've met someone and they've just really annoyed you. Or maybe they're just not a nice person. They're just not a very nice person. And they've got on the wrong side of you. And to be honest, I can honestly say in my entire life, I can probably count on the one hand how many people I've really I've had issues with or fell out with or anything like that. I generally get on with most people. It's water off a duck's back. But this one person was a bit of a bellwith. Let's call him that. And he was a big Borough fan. So, from that point of view, and I always liked Borough until I met him. And now, every time they're on, I'm silently rooting for whoever it is to knock Borough out of the cups or, beat them in the championship. I just don't want them to come up. And I know how petty that sounds. I know it's so petty. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't like Borough for that one reason. And it's not even that deep. Honestly, if I told you what it was, why I had issues with this person, it really isn't even that deep. It's not like you'd think like he took me girl or anything like that. He didn't. It wasn't out like that. It was so petty. I feel bad admitting I'm a Borough fan now. Are you actually? Oh, I'm sorry, mate. See, I do really like lots of Borough players. Ravanelli, Janino, going back even further, your Marco Brancas and Mikkel Beck. I also don't like Borough because they put Liverpool out of the 97, 98 League Cup, I think. And I was watching that game. I was only young. I was only a kid. So, yeah, that was another reason why I didn't like Borough. But I never had a massive issue with you before this guy. And trust me to tell you anyway. Be Yourself Dylan has 2 million followers. He does, yes. Be Yourself Dylan's a regular on this channel. 2 million followers on TikTok. He's a good guy. Very, very nice fella. And he's watching the Nottingham Forest game with us on... it's in November. Liverpool against Forest. He's a Nottingham Forest fan. So, yeah, we're going to be doing Premier League Dad and Be Yourself Dylan live watch-along. 3-star red. Stoke has one good thing going for it as a city. It's the A50 on both carriageways. Any Stoke fans on? Only joking. MT just want Getafe in the Prem. They play the only football that is real. Adama, Mendieta. Oh, Mendieta, yeah. Mendieta, another top Borough player. Mendieta, of course, wore that Valencia kit just behind me here. Sinosalo, I've kind of started my own little shirt selection. I've got tops from last year. Very nice. Yeah, go for it, mate. It's I love it. I think there's a little bit of a history to it. It brings back a bit of nostalgia. John, I was there the night at Anfield, penalty shootout, 13-14, if I remember right. Vaguely, yes. Yeah, I think I do. Hasselbank, what a player he was. Viduka, Yakubu and Hasselbank. Well, surely the good old days of Massimo Macaroni and Stuart Downing. 2006, Middlesbrough in the UEFA Cup final against Sevilla. Mark, back mate, just found out our mate Dom is being deployed for the Marines. Crikey. Adama, Bolo Zenden, yeah, of course, Bolo Zenden. Lots of Liverpool and Borough players, isn't there? Paul Ince, Nick Barmby. Who else? Come on, John, help us out. You're a Borough fan. Liverpool and Borough players. Liverpool and Borough players. Ben Doak, of course. Ben Doak last season. Had a good spell at Borough. Sverre Naipan, yeah, just joined from City. Good player. So we had Ince. Who else? Ince. Downing. Ben Doak. Gannon Doak. Bolo Zenden. Who else? There's definitely more. I'm sure there's more Borough and Liverpool players that we're missing. Go on, I'll cheat. I'll cheat because it's bothering me that now. Christian Ziege, Paul Ince, Graham Souness. How did we get Graham Souness? Brad Jones, yeah. Brad Jones, of course. Bolo Zenden. And I've quite happily had Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank was one of the most underrated players of all time in the Premier League. I think he was terrific. Dylan, how's it going, mate? Just got home after seeing the film Naked Gun. I'm having stir fry for dinner. Oh, I don't like the new one. The new one's kind of frustrating, but the original two Naked Gun films are absolutely brilliant. If you watch Leslie Nielsen and like that stuff, yeah, give it a follow. Adama, cheat key. I did cheat. I'm trying to rack my brain. I'm old. Well, yeah, they were the only ones that I could think of. Ziga, Ince, Bendo, Daniel Ayala. Daniel Ayala did play for Borough and Liverpool very briefly. Well, so much for this bloody first half goal. Sinisalo, PSV, Salzburg, Marseille, Shakhtar, Benfica, Bournemouth, Mönchengladbach I have right now. Ooh, I bet that Shakhtar one's nice. And the Mönchengladbach one, actually. There's some very, very nice kits out there at the minute. I'm trying to get more lower league ones. I've got Port Vale and stuff like that. Onye, Eze to Arsenal, another. Is there anything Spurs can't bottle? Well, I think Spurs will turn their attention. If Eze does go to Arsenal, I expect Thomas Frank turns his attentions to Wissa, which is bad, really bad news, isn't it, for Newcastle? Because again, talking about bottling, it's probably going to be Newcastle who suffer there. Be Yourself Dylan says this game is like watching paint dry. I know. It's been a bad pick, this one. But the thing is, there's not really been any action in any of the others. I mean, unless we'd have chosen to watch Bodo Glimt and Sturm Graz, then fine. That would have been 2-0. Sorry, 3-0 now, actually. Bâle 1-0 against Copenhagen. Fenerbahce and Benfica's 0-0. Everyone was telling me, Key, why aren't you watching Benfica and Fenerbahce? Well, it's been no better than this one, has it? Fulham in top 8, Mac? No chance. Not with the non-signings that you lads have made. No way. Sinisalo, it's blue, yellow. Shakhtar away. Lovely. Yeah, I can't see Fulham getting in the top 8, but I do think you'll hopefully get a result against United next week. Leeds top 10. No, top 10. No, come on, mate. Be realistic. Listen, Leeds would snatch your hand off right now for 17th. And I'll be honest, dominated Everton, yeah. And we all know how good they are, don't we? We all know how difficult it is to dominate Everton. Leeds are going down. Listen, like I said, Leeds, if Leeds got 17th, they would have had an absolute touch. They would have absolutely smashed it. There's no way they finish any higher than 17th. And if I'm really honest, I think they're going down. Alex, we need players for Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool do need some players for sure. Sinisalo, my English club's Bournemouth, by the way. I like Bournemouth. Got a lot to... got a lot of things I like about Bournemouth. Andoni Areola's a great manager. Mac Kavanagh is ref for United. Just make sure you keep your arms tucked in then for Kavanagh. John, Nemesha and Calvert-Lewin stinks of the Championship. It does, doesn't it? That is absolute Championship fodder. Matt, not going to be anywhere near the relegation zone. We finished 9th with a mid-Championship team under MB. Yeah, but no, it's a different era, mate. And Marcelo Bielsa's a much better manager than Danny Farker. Danny Farker's shocking. He'll get sacked. Honestly, Matt, listen, stick around, come back in future. We'll have this conversation again. I've predicted Leeds to go down quite comfortably. I don't think you'll be bottom, but you won't be far off. I think Burnley will go down. I think Leeds will be 19th. And I've nothing against Leeds, but you've got no Premier League quality really in there. Apart from Stack looks a really good player, but you've got no goals in there, mate. You've got no goals in that team. If you watch that game against Everton at the weekend and thought, on Monday, sorry. If you watch that game against Everton and thought anything other than these are two really, really poor teams who are likely to be down the bottom, I'm amazed. There was nothing about Leeds that was particularly good that night, other than the atmosphere and a bit of fight. You didn't create any chances against Everton, of all teams. You didn't really keep the ball all that well. Again, you didn't concede too many chances, which I guess you could say is a positive, but Everton were dreadful. Everton were absolutely dreadful. You had Everton fans telling me that was possibly the worst performance they've seen in years. And that's a very, very high bar for Everton, believe me. It's a very, very high bar. If you've got Everton fans telling you that's amongst the worst they've seen their team, you know, it might be worth a listen. Onyé, I don't know why Everton are so bad. I thought their recruitment was good this summer. What recruitment? I told you this. I told you. Everyone was saying Everton are going to finish top half. I was like, where are they going to fit? They've not done anything. They've lost a load of players. They've brought Tierno Barry in and aren't starting him. They keep putting Beto in front of him. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall and Jack Grealish they've brought in. The pair of them have about 4 assists in 2 years. They think they're going to be the creative spark for Everton. Shocking. Jack Grealish is a very strange signing, says John. Yeah, I agree. Doesn't suit them at all. Totally agree. Lisha, your bet has just gone out the window then, Kee. Oh, aye, yeah, done with. Unless Celtic can do something in the next 30 seconds, then, yeah, it's finito. Finito, Benito. Empty says Scott Parker will be fired. Adama, Leeds could go down, I agree. Adama, Leeds, Burnley, Brentford all go this year. I think Brentford will be fine. Steve McNair, Sturm Graz would lose 10-0 if they had to play a real... If they had to play a real body... Bodo would be 6-0 up if it wasn't for a couple of miraculous saves. Kenneth Elliott says Leeds will finish 15th. 15th. Adama, Leeds, Burnley, Brentford all go this year. I honestly, I think Brentford will be okay. Ball 1, Copenhagen 1. There you go. That's half time, so the bet's down anyway. Right, well, what a bag of shite that was with the greatest of respect. Absolutely horse pesh. Steve McNair, Grealish will solve all your problems, LOL. Matt signed Noah Okafor from AC Milan. What a signing. Tanaka is a world-class world-class? World-class? How low is your bar for world-class? World-class Tanaka. I'm blown away by that. Listen, Matt, you seem like a really intelligent guy, and I really like you. But really, is that the level? Seriously? Jam, these are diving all over the shots. Mate, come on, that's not the reason why Celtic are 0-0 here. Matty would walk straight into the Liverpool and Man City team. Tanaka's walking straight into the Liverpool City team. But there's just no way we can have a serious conversation then, mate. There's nobody in this chat, and we all have multiple teams we all follow, by the way. You got Liverpool fans, you're all fans in this chat. It's not just me. You got loads of fans here. There's no way at all anyone is believing for 1 second that Tanaka is playing for Liverpool and City. Tanaka, for me, doesn't make the top 20 midfielders in the Premier League. He don't make the top 20. So let alone world class, he's barely Premier League class. He's a decent player, but no more than that. Absolutely no more. He might actually be one of Leeds' best players. But again, that's why Leeds are going to go down. Michael Duffy, have you ever watched a Derry City match? I haven't, no. I have watched quite a bit of like League of Ireland and stuff like that, but I've never watched Derry. No. 3-star Reds, I'm expecting more from Celtic Jam in this one. Nathan Sawyer's Raging Tims. Adama says Tranmere material, Tanaka. Nah, listen, he's a decent player. He's no more than that, though. Matt, cheers for the follow, mate. He'd get into most Premier League teams. He's not... Right, hang on a minute. Newcastle. Let's start with Newcastle. You've just said Newcastle. You think that Tanaka is better than Tonali, Guimaraes or Joe Linton? If you think he's not getting in over any of them three, mate, he really isn't. There's no way he gets in over them three. And then you're saying he's going to get in over Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo. Mate, come on. Joe Linton is crap. Joe Linton is a million times better than... Well, a million times would be excessive, but he's better than Tanaka. He's a lot better than Tanaka. There's no way at all that Tanaka is... I'm really surprised we're having this conversation. I'm really surprised. There's no... You're on a wind up here, aren't you? You're on a wind up here. There's no way at all. You're having me on. He's pulling my leg, isn't he? Tanaka's world class. Come on. Eddie Allen says he wouldn't get in Newcastle's midfield. He wouldn't get in any of them. Have you ever watched the St. Pat's game? Yes, I have watched the St. Pat's game. Brandon Murray. Oh, sorry. Sinar Salo. Key, would you go with an FC Copenhagen or a Bâle top? Bâle. I've got a Copenhagen top. I went to Copenhagen about 18 months ago and I got a Copenhagen top and a Malmo top. I went across. There's a train from Copenhagen. You can jump straight across and go over to Malmo. And it was great. Yeah, it was brilliant. And I went and got a Malmo top as well. Do you like Ipswich Town FC? They're all right. Casa Hill, why are you so happy? Because I'm alive, mate. Life's good. Life's good. I'm watching football. It's all good. Why not? Why not? It's all good. Life's good. If you woke up this morning, you do that, you don't feel wood, it's a good day. Enjoy your life, mate. Do what makes you happy. Might not be here tomorrow. And I'm spending maybe my last day talking about friggin' Tanaka with you friggers and watching this shite Celtic. Matt, lost a bet. I got to put random shit in football lives for the next hour. Genuinely, Leeds will be 14th. No, do not behave yourself. You lost a bet. You lost a bet, and whoever you've bet with has bet you to do this. I'd say get some better mates. Christ, they'd be giving you well worse forfeits than that if they were good mates. Sinisalo, you just called my team. Well, yeah, you are a bit naff. Atama laughing at this Tanaka chat. It's hilarious. I just can't believe it. Nathan Sawyers, they always have something to say about Rangers, but they can't even get a foot in to get the ball at the back of the net. It's been a bad performance from Celtic. Yeah, let's make no bones about it, of course. John Steve, I hate Newcastle, and they've genuinely got one of the best midfield trios in Europe. I'd agree with that. Can't believe how poor Celtic have been, says Key. Onye, Sunderland are more likely to win the league than Leeds surviving this season. Sunderland this weekend against Burnley. That's the one to watch. Matt, if Leeds win at the weekend, he's got to buy a scum shirt with Bamford on the back. He's a Man United fan. If Leeds beat Arsenal at the weekend, I might end up changing my mind, mate. You might win me over. I'll do a video on Tanaka and how good he is. Brandon, you might say no, but I think Vert is the best midfielder in the world. Yeah, he's not the best midfielder in the world. Alexis McAllister's the best midfielder in the world, in my opinion. Declan Rice not far behind. But yeah, Alexis McAllister for me. And Neves probably not far behind him. Onye, all you need to do is pocket Victor Gyökeres. He was dreadful against us. Key, if there's ever going to be a game that's 0-0, it's got to be Burnley versus Sunderland. Oh, don't say that. Don't tempt fate, because I'm watching it. Matt, it'll be nice to see you, mate. I'll be back in May. You do that, Matt. Make sure you do. Good to have you, mate. Key, do you buy on mystery football shirts? I don't. No, I don't buy on mystery football shirts. I have had a conversation with them, though, recently about sponsorship on the channel. And again, whether or not, if any of you guys would want to do buying retro footy shirts. You could get a discount secured through me if you bought using code whatever. And yeah, there was a discussion about that. So I've not done it, but you know, I don't buy mine through it. I don't know why Arsenal bought Gyökeres. He was a championship level striker 2 years ago. Doubt he's improved loads. No, he's not. He's not improved loads, and you can see that from the first game immediately. Empty says you don't have the Tanaka law down for sure. He is goated. That he does not have any Ballon d'Ors is shocking. Ostermorg, I got a Boss Red Star Belgrade shirt. Nice. Yeah, I like that. That'd be a great kit, that one. Alex Dixon, Sunderland will finish in the top 10. Again, listen, Sunderland, you'd have to say, if they get 17th, you'd snatch your hand off for that now, wouldn't you? Metin says Fenerbahce is playing amazing. I've got Benfica to qualify in that one, so I'm hoping not. Bournemouth have made very decent profit from Liverpool and PSG. That's true. I mean, to be honest, Liverpool are kind of just balancing off what we've taken from Bournemouth over the years. We've got, I think we got 25 million off him for Solanke. We got about 20 million or so off him for Harry Wilson. We got 15 million off him for Jordan Ibe. 6 million off him for Brad Smith. He got plenty of money out of Bournemouth over the years. So it's about time we started giving him a bit back. John Steve, I was at Anfield the day of that famous Gerrard goal in 2005. Finished 1-1. The famous Gerrard goal in 2005. The famous Gerrard goal in 2005. Which one are we talking about here? If you're talking about the one where he scored past Brad Jones, the one that everyone says is Gerrard's best ever Liverpool goal. No, I assumed it was Liverpool v Borough, but Gerrard scored a few against Borough. He scored one to win it for us, I think. The one where he volleys it in past Brad Jones, and it's a lovely, it's about 35 yards out. He smashes it. It's like a curling into the top corner. Brad Jones is nowhere near it. If it's that one, I think that was 2000 and it might have been 2005. But I was there for that one. I was in the Anfield Road upper, so we was in the same stand, mate. If you were there for that one. Thank you for the follow, Sinisalo. Appreciate it. If you're new around here, do give us a like, give us a follow, help us out. Help a poor guy out. Give us a like and a subscribe. It takes 2 seconds for you. It massively helps me. There's agreement between Arsenal and Crystal Palace in place. They've got him. Brandon, I bought a mystery football shirt last year. It was an Everton away top. You see, you can say that though, can't you? You can actually put in the request, I support this team, so don't give me this team sort of thing. And they will generally... Yeah, they'll accommodate it as best they can. Let's see what else I've got here. What other kit's gonna show you? Just while we're at half time, I'll get me little kit collection out here. Monaco. Look at this. Golovin on the back. Golovin kit. Monaco kit. Fedcom. That one's alright. Lovely old Brazil top here. Very nice Brazil top. Don't know when that one was. Again, back in the day. When did you get that Monaco kit? Again, I don't know. I think that one was a vintage. That one was a vintage, but I can't tell you when it was. I don't know what season it was, to be honest. Oh, we are. Hey! I had this one out on display. Spain World Cup winners. World Cup winners shirt. Very, very nice. Do you have a Raya shirt? A Raya shirt? Do you mean Rayo, as in Rayo Vallecano? Or do you actually mean David Raya? Please tell me we're going to get goals in this second half. It's been absolutely awful. What year is that orange Valencia top behind? I think I'm right in saying it was 2001. It's not. It's 99, 2000. Yeah, 99, 2000. So it was a year out. It was the year before. The 99, 2000 Valencia kit. Mac, deal done. Isaac to Sunderland, Sky Sports. Hilarious. Brandon, do you ever swap the shirts in the background around? Yes, I do. Yeah, I do occasionally. The only ones that I've kept in there are... I like these three down this side, and the Lazio one just behind me as well. I tend to I switch them around occasionally if I can be bothered. I'm Villa 1. Key, what's your name? Key. Gandoke to bag 20 plus goals. 3-star Reds, get all excited, Key, when you start to show the Spain shirt. Thought you were going to show last season's Forest shirt. Empty, only got that Loris Karius kit from the Champions League final. What shirts do you have behind your shirt? I've got the Juventus kit there, you might be able to see. You won't be able to see it on YouTube, but I've got the Juventus kit, and then what's on this side? I can't remember what is on that. So it's Villarreal, there you go. I've got Lazio and Villarreal. The old Lazio shirt and this season's Villarreal shirt. Right, we're back off for the second half here at Parkhead. Parkhead alive and kicking. Celtic, chance here on the far side. Oh, off the post. Good save. Christ. 20 seconds in and Craig Forrest very nearly puts Celtic ahead. Oh, that's a bit better. That's a bit better. Saka, do you have an Arsenal 2003-2004 kit? No, I don't have Arsenal kits. I have one Arsenal kit, and I got it because it was given to me. And it's the one that Arshavin scored 4 in at Arsenal. Do you remember it at Anfield? Do you know the yellow, the gold one with the blue sleeves? That one. I've got that one. So it was about 2008, something like that. Celtic corner here. Scales, Ida. 3-star Reds. Pains me to say it, Key, but I'm going to call it a night. See you tomorrow for the Palace game. Mate, I don't blame you. I think if I could, I'd probably do the same. So yeah, take it easy. I'll be back for tomorrow for the Palace game. So take it easy, mate. I'll see you soon. Oh. It's awful, this. It is really awful, this game. I was expecting Celtic to be like 3-up. Do you know what? That's a bloody good save from the keeper, that. We didn't say it at the time. We said Forrest hit the post. But what a save from the Kairat Almaty goalkeeper. An absolutely sensational save to push it onto the post. And keeping it 0-0. Good play by Celtic. Again, gives the ball away. Key, this is a massive second half for Celtic. They need to take a lead for that second leg. They'll get beaten Kazakhstan if they play like this. Get them back on home turf, 0-0. Kazakhs will beat these. They'll be in the Europa League with Rangers. Scouse House, the Celtic look like they'll take it, Key. Mate, I wish that was the case. But no, they don't, actually. They've started the second half all right. The keeper's just tipped one on the post, but that's the only real chance Celtic have had all night. Kairat Almaty have had a goal disallowed, would you believe? Celtic pushing down the right-hand side. They do look a little bit more lively second half, and they've just put it behind for a goal kick. That was why does he give a corner? Came off his own man, that. Playing it short. Nygren. Ball in. Keeper saves. Easy. Really, really easy. Tame stuff, this. From Kairat. Sorry, from Celtic. That guy, Miles, remember you saying we won't get Eze? Well, I didn't think you'd lose Havertz for the season, to be fair. So that's changed things a little bit. I didn't think you would have got Eze. And I still don't think you would have got Eze if Havertz doesn't get that big long-term injury. So, yeah, now I fully expect you need someone in there. So, Eze replaces Havertz. Sinisalo, Celtic just be better to drop into the Europa League. It might have to be the case, yeah. Like I said, I honestly, I think if it's 0-0 at the second leg, I think Kairat put these out in Kazakhstan if it's 0-0. Scouts House, I've got Celtic, Copenhagen and Benfica. No. That guy, Miles, it's not an ACL injury, a few months out for King Kai. I know, but the problem is, mate, I think it's the same knee, isn't it? I was reading before on Twitter. It's the same knee that he did that he's just recovered from. And once you get that, I just feel like once you get your knee done and you start getting them repeat injuries, it usually becomes chronic, and that's going to be the concern for Arsenal. So, yeah, it might only be 3 months, but then it'll be the recuperation after it. How long does it take him to get back to his best? They can't just throw him back into, playing lots of games quickly. So it probably does mean that he'll be out properly until January, if not later. So, yeah, Eze definitely required, I would imagine. And Eze, Gyok, Saka, front three. Not much pace there. Eze, I think, is a better option, though, certainly, than Martinelli. So, it does improve you. Good defending by Kairat Almaty here. Celtic just can't really seem to get them into those wide areas. It feels like that's what Rodgers is trying to do. He's trying to work it. Oh, that's a good ball. That's better. That's much better. And again, good defending. Really good defending. Playing for the penalty. You're not going to get one. And Kairat Almaty come on the counter here. Ostermorg, any transfer news today, Key? No. In short, not really. The only transfer news is that Eze, Arsenal, merry-go-round. Apparently, Spurs offered Palace Richarlison in exchange for Eze, or at least involved in the transfer. Ooh, that was a little bit naughty, actually. Yeah, they offered Richarlison, and now it looks like Eze has made it clear that he'd rather go to Arsenal. Yes, Bolton have scored. That's good news. I don't understand why Arsenal didn't go for Watkins instead of Gyökeres. He'd be much more of a threat. I think Arteta would have preferred Watkins. And he definitely would have preferred Sesko. But he's been overruled, hasn't he, by Berta. Berta wanted Gyökeres, and it's that's ended up... That might end up causing real problems at Arsenal. Sinisalo says, bro, we need Shin on. Shinsuke Nakamura. Yeah, fucking dough ball. Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura. Yeah, fucking dough ball. Shin Yamada this time. Got some cracking Japanese players, Celtic. Great history of good Japanese players. John, I can't take Bolton's stadium name seriously. The Tough Sheet. The Tough Sheet Stadium. It'll always be the Reebok, won't it? Let's be honest. Always is going to be the Reebok. Onyé, the manager, always should have the last say. They know the team best and what they need. The problem is, I think Arsenal have looked at it and gone, well, Arteta wanted he's wanted centre forwards in his last 5 years at Arsenal. He insisted on Gabriel Jesus. Jesus hasn't been the player to help him get over the line. They paid big money for him. Same could be said for Havertz. He insisted on Havertz. Again, he hasn't been enough to get him over the line. And now, third time, he wanted Sesko. And it feels like that's where the Arsenal transfer committee have probably put it on and gone, hang on a minute. We want Gyökeres. Abs, don't listen to this guy. Liverpool fan. How have you uncovered my secrets? I only tell people every 5 minutes. Celtic fouled again. It's down the left-hand side here. Ball into the box. Chance. Good save from the keeper. Big save, that, actually. Again, he's done really well, the keeper. Been a very, very good player for Kairat today. Yeah, burst hour it is who scored for Bolton, isn't it? Bolton 1, Reading 0. Bodo Glimt 4, Sturm Graz 0. I think that one's pretty much settled. This tie, isn't it? That one's done. Don't think we'll be having any more trouble from Sturm Graz in that one. Ostermorg, where does Eze play for Arsenal? On the wing? Yes. He does play a little bit more narrow for Palace. That's the only thing that I think will he'll be quite different from his time at Palace to his time at Arsenal. If he does end up going to Arsenal, this is why I think he would have been better at Spurs, because Spurs play like Palace, don't they? Thomas Frank plays a lot more like Palace. So he would have had wing-backs the same way that Palace do. Eze has Tyrick Mitchell bombing on his left-hand side. He has Munoz bombing on his right-hand side. So he can tuck in and he can play in that lovely little, that half space. And he's never really outside the width of the penalty area. He's always about there. Whereas Arsenal, he's not going to have that. Arsenal play 4-3-3. So he's not really going to have too many options to cut inside as often, I would imagine. I imagine Arteta will want to keep him quite wide, the same way that he does with Martinelli, the same way that he does with Saka on the other side. He'll try and keep Eze fairly wide, which just doesn't suit Eze for me. I think they'd been better off moving him central, and he probably would be better in the Odegaard role, more so than he does. Oh my god, shot from distance, he's gone for it as well. Off, oh my god, nearly. Kairat Almaty from the halfway line, and oh my goodness me, they very nearly scored. Ed Milson, is it going to be a corner? No. Oh my god. Does that put them out of the Rodrigo race then? Yeah, I think it does. Apparently it's between us and City for the Rodrigo race, but City were only getting involved in the Rodrigo race if Savinho went to Spurs. Now, with Eze going to Arsenal, maybe Spurs do get back involved in the Savinho thing. That might help City. However, the news today is that Rodrigo's agent, Pini Zahavi, was at Anfield on Friday night for Liverpool v Bournemouth. So could that be an indicator, maybe? Could that be a sign, obviously, that Liverpool, if we aren't going to get Alexander Isak, maybe we do end up getting Rodrigo? Onyé, Sesko would suit Arsenal well. They were putting in a lot of crosses against us yesterday. I agree, yeah. And Gyökeres would have been good at United. We were creating through balls, which Gyökeres likes. Lots of room in behind, wasn't there? Yeah, if Gyökeres played for United, I think he'd have had a bit more joy. Onye, one of my friends told me this and it was making sense, to be honest. Agreed, yeah. John Steve, I'm so excited to see what this Naipang kid is all about. Sounds like a wonder kid. Yeah, very, very talented player. He's like a less good Ben Doak. He's like slightly less good. Ostermorg, Ekatiki, Rodrigo and Salah front line isn't too bad, to be fair. Yeah, that wouldn't be... I'd be okay, that one. It would manage. We could sleep well if Isak doesn't quite work out. We could manage with Rodrigo, Salah, Isak. Chiesa coming off the bench. Assuming we're still allowed to sing the Chiesa song anymore. John Steve, he can't be as fast, surely. Doak was lightning. No, I don't think he is as fast, but he's a little... Well, he's younger. He's younger, and he's got a very, very good like goal and assist record in the Norwegian Eliteserien, Norwegian League. He's a talented young player, put it that way. Harvey, yeah, I've seen. Yeah, Fabrizio, Palace have accepted it. I've seen. Arsenal getting Eze. These Celtic fans are looking incredibly bored. And they're Celtic fans. So, what about us? Neutrals. What are we supposed to be thinking, feeling? I was expecting a bit of entertainment tonight. A few goals. But yeah, Ben Doak, John, I was looking at his stats last season, and I think at one point, I'm sure it was around maybe January, February time, he had the most successful dribbles into the penalty area of any player in Europe. Ben Doak at Middlesbrough. The most successful dribbles into the penalty area of any player in Europe as of around February time last season. It was yeah, he was just doing an unbelievable job. And then he got injured, didn't he? Bâle 1, Copenhagen 1, Bodo Glimt 4, Sturm Graz 0, and then 0-0 here, 0-0 in Turkey. Fenerbahce 0, Benfica 0 in that one. Bolton 1 as well up in League 1. Bolton 1, Reading 0 at the Tough Sheet Stadium. And Notts County 3-1 up against Shrewsbury in League 2 down at Meadow Lane. Hey mate, loving the new thumbnail. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I was working hard on them today. I'm trying to get it to be a theme that just runs forever now, because I'm sick of changing them, but they look a little bit better, I think. I'll hate them again in another couple of months. I'll hate them and change them. But for now, I'm sticking with them. Key, I don't have faith in Celtic to win in Kazakhstan. I think I agree with you, mate. I think if it finishes 0-0 here, I fully expect Kairat will... Well, put it this way, I think it probably goes to penalties. They're not playing all that well here at all. Fatboy 007, Celtic and Rangers would not get top 8 in the Championship. It's shocking how bad it is here. John Steve said Doak was unplayable for us. Far too good for the Championship. Unbelievable player, yeah. It's a shame, really, that he... Again, I think he had a future at Liverpool if we didn't have Mo Salah. He would have absolutely been a player I would have liked to give more game time to. But... I think it's the right thing that we've sold him, and we have actually got him on a buyback, so we can buy him back down the line if we need to, if he turns out to be as wonderful as we all hope he can be. Kairat Almaty knocking it long. They can't really get too many bodies beyond the halfway line though, so they aren't really causing Celtic any challenges. Kairat's had a goal disallowed, and they had a shot from the halfway line where the keeper was absolutely miles off his line and very nearly went in. But Celtic just aren't creating anything. It's a really, really poor standard. John says surgery on the knee will slow him down. You have to think, yeah. It's those muscle injuries that does tend to hurt players as well. The ones with pace, anyway. Ronnie Dodge, feel a bit sorry for Spuds fans, but they're never going to change, and looks like Højlund is going to Napoli. Kairat Almaty coming forward here. And they actually do find a way to get out into Celtic's half. Toby says, got my GCSE results tomorrow. Good luck, mate. Good luck. ATM, what's your opinion on Eze to Arsenal? Good signing. I'll be intrigued to see how he fits in, because I would imagine Arsenal will have to play him in a completely different way to the way Palace play him. So yes, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. Good player, but I'm not sure exactly how he fits in at Arsenal. I think he would have been better at Spurs. Thank you, Spence. Cheers for the follow, mate. Appreciated. Again, if you're new, please do give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscribe. Massively helps. Get over to YouTube and sub as well. Ronnie, good luck for your GCSEs. I feel old. I got mine back in 2011. Christ, now it's even further back. 2006, I think mine was. ATM, left wing. I know, but he doesn't play there for Palace, does he? This is the thing. He's more of a 10 for Palace. He has wing backs doing his width, keeping him wide. He tends to play within the lines of the penalty area. That's not where he's going to play for Arsenal. The Craigsum, Eze is the happiest man in London right now. He thought he had to sell his body to Spurs. ATM, you're spot on. He also doesn't have the pace to play as a left winger. I agree. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think that's the concern. I still think he'll be a wonderful player, wonderful signing for Arsenal. But I just look at it and think, Arteta likes him wide, doesn't he? He likes Saka and Martinelli to kind of hold the width. So I am going to be amazed if he allows Eze to drift in so much. He's going to have to maybe change system a little bit. He will have to be shoehorned into it left wing. Yeah, exactly. And that's the odd thing, isn't it? I feel like there's better value out there, and I would have thought Arsenal would have gone and taken a look at Rodrigo. I thought that's who they would have actually gone and got. Ronnie Dodge, I'm just annoyed United are not looking into a new keeper. Well, they are. They are looking into a new keeper. They've just not been able to get one over the line. I think they're focusing on outgoings for the time being. They have to find a way to move out, your Højlunds, your Sanchos, Garnachos, lots of other players who just don't quite seem to fit Ruben Amorim's system and what he wants at Man United. Sinisalo, better watching paint dry than watching Celtic. ATM, he also reminds me a bit of Grealish, where Eze suits being a big fish in a small pond. That's a very, very astute observation. I like that. I hadn't considered that, the Eze comparison, but I think that's Eze Grealish comparison. I think that's very fair. I like that. I'll remember that. Yeah, it's a good shout. Fatboy 007, getting Keyser won't last. They've been sacked before. It's bizarre what Ajax have done. Don't know what that means. Ronnie Dodge, at the Fiorentina game, I would have said to De Gea, do you want to come back? Frucchese, do you think Celtic will score? No, I don't at this moment in time. I really don't. They're not creating an awful lot, and they don't look like creating an awful lot. In fact, they're very, very sloppy in possession. They're giving it away really cheaply, and I'd honestly, I think I'd be tempted at this point. I'm gonna actually have a look. What's the odds right now for 0-0? This is the death knell, by the way, because if I say this, they'll score. But I am gonna just have a quick look and see what the actual odds are for 0-0. If I was to put it on right now, what would it be? If I back 0-0 here, what's the result? There you go. 2.5 to 1. 2.5 to 1. I'm tempted. I really am tempted. Right now, with 20 minutes left, 2.5 to 1 to finish 0-0. Could be tempted. I'm not, though. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Which means it's going to finish 0-0. Sinisalo, watching Celtic is stressful. Leave you with grey hairs. I've got enough of them. Ronnie Dodge, what's the score at the moment, Kee? It's 0-0, mate. Jose Torres, everyone will call me crazy, but the reality is this. The Mafia exists, and this is one of them. Yesterday, Real Madrid refused to kick a goal after that 1-0. Now Celtic is also going to win 1-0, causing millions of people who were for Celtic to lose. Does the Mafia win in the first half, or does Celtic win 2.5 goals? The Mafia is real. It could be the Mafia. I'll give you that. It could be the Mafia. Could be the Mafia orchestrating this game. It could also just be that Celtic are shite. And have been shite tonight. But who knows? Who knows, eh? Could be either way. Ball into the box. Knocked behind by Kairat Almaty. Last 20 minutes here. Mohamed Ait Ali. Celtic will win 1-0. Ronnie Dodge, this Eze signing could either work for Arsenal or make them regress, depending on how he fits. It's a fair, very fair assessment as well. Fatboy007, do you have a second team? No. Mate, listen, I literally just have enough energy. Just enough energy to support Liverpool. I can't be supporting a second team. I've got a lot of teams that I quite like, though, but not really a second team. Celtic had it over the bar. Edward, Celtic are crap though. Ostermorg, what do you mean, Kee? Football is theatre. Heard that before. I know we seem to be attracting people who think that football is theatre and it's all data in spreadsheets and mafias and all that jazz. Mason Longley, I'm fuming with Levy. Daniel Levy. He's had months to pull off this Eze transfer and he's backed out. ATM Keith, do you think there are any legs to this transfer roundabout? Savio to Spurs, Rodrigo to City. Yeah, I was just saying that, mate, about 10 minutes ago, just before you came in, I think. We said, I think City might well go for Rodrigo. Savinho, I think they'll only go for Rodrigo if Savinho goes to Spurs. However, Rodrigo's agent is Pini Zahavi, and he was at Anfield on Friday night. So yeah. On Friday night, Rodrigo's agent was at Anfield. Make of that what you will. Kairat Almaty having to change the goalkeeper here. He's gone down, I think, with a shoulder injury. And Anabakov, the backup goalkeeper, is about to come on. Fatboy007, what other teams do you have a soft spot for? I like Fiorentina in Italy. I like Betis and I like Valencia in Spain. I like... who do I like in Germany? Not really got a German team. I like Schalke. Quite like Schalke. Don't mind Schalke. I like Feyenoord in the Eredivisie. Got a lot of time for Feyenoord. Trying to think who else maybe I would consider to be Auxerre. I like Auxerre an awful lot as well. Yeah, I've got an Ajax top. But I like Auxerre. Auxerre are probably my French team. So I've got a French team, got an Italy team, got Spanish, couple of Spanish teams. Betis, Villarreal, Valencia. I like Sevilla as well. I like a lot of Spanish teams. And Malaga as well. I've been to Malaga many times, so I've been watching games at La Rosaleda. So probably a lot of. I've got about 6 Spanish teams. Germany. Yeah, no, not Dortmund. I'm not really into me Dortmund. I am Kairat. Have you seen the True Geordie comparing the exact situation to us losing Jota? I haven't seen the clip, but I have watched a fair bit of the reaction, I guess, to it. And most of the reaction seems to be saying that he didn't mean it in that way, that maybe it's been misconstrued. And I know True Geordie has had a degree of controversy in the past. He's maybe ran his mouth a little bit. He's maybe engaged his mouth before using his brain, and he said a few things that he perhaps wouldn't have said in hindsight. So it might be an element of that again. But from what I've seen, other people have said it wasn't maybe as bad as the intention was a lot better than the actual execution, I guess. Ostermorg, I like Stuttgart. Ended up watching a couple of games because Stiller was like, yes, Stuttgart I like. I do like Stuttgart and I do like Frankfurt. Mainz. Do you know what? Mainz would be my German team, actually. I quite like Mainz. Yeah, got a lot of time for Mainz. Yeah. Mainz a thumph. Mohammed Ait Ali. What happened to Celtic today? I don't know, mate. I think every Celtic fan is saying the same. FM No Casuals, good to see you, mate. I am Kairat, just ignore him. Mon the Borussia Mönchengladbach. I like, yeah, Mönchengladbach's a good side too. Hertha Berlin. There's lots of really cool German sides, isn't there, really? I'm trying to think of other teams that maybe I follow quite often. Copenhagen, probably a team I do keep an eye on. Hamburg, yeah. Fatboy 007, you need to experience Ajax v Feyenoord, but when they allow that small team out of Rotterdam with the fans. ATM, what's your favourite away kit in the Prem this season? There's a lot. There is an awful lot. I really, really like Wolves' blue kit. Yeah, Wolves' blue kit is very, very nice. I like Arsenal's third kit, you know, the white one with the claret collar, I guess I would say. That one's very nice. I like the Sunderland away kit, again, the blue one, that's very nice. I hate to say it, but the Manchester United away kit, the black one with the gold piping, is very, very nice. I hate that, but it's probably the same. I like quite a lot of them, you know. I am Kairat. Would Boca Juniors versus River Plate be your dream game to attend? Mate, I couldn't do it. I couldn't attend it. The amount of pyrotechnics at Boca and River Plate means that game is out of my reach, unfortunately. I think maybe if I didn't have what I have, then yeah, I probably would. I'd be quite happy to go to that game. I'd love it. It'd be amazing, but I can't. No. But yes, that United kit is class, says ATM. Agreed. As we enter the last 15 here at Parkhead. Jam, pure time-wasting scum, these. Mate, I don't know how you can blame time-wasting here. These have been absolutely... For a team that's like part-timers for the most part, they've been splendid. You'd do everything you could to come and waste time. Celtic have been shocking. Edward, Kee, how well do you know me? Who are my Scottish team? You're a Celtic fan, mate. Kee, I do, yes, Kee. Which is another reason why I can't really go to Premier League games anymore, sadly. Because most of the Premier League teams have all of a sudden decided to do light shows before games. You know, if you look at Wolves, Christ, have you seen Wolves before they start a game nowadays? It's mental. Strobe lights and everything all over the place. Yeah, it's just totally wrong. Or at least it's maybe other people would love it, but I can't go to it. That's me done. That is me done going to football matches if that becomes the norm now. I might never actually be able to go a game at Anfield again. Celtic, edge of the area. Good tackle by Kairat Almaty. Very, very good. Ten minutes left here. 10 minutes. I'll be glad when it's ended. I'm sorry. I know we're supposed to be doing a lovely watch along where we'd have loads of fun and whatever, but I can't tell you how bad this has been. This has been so grim. They've been so poor in possession, Celtic. They haven't created any real chances. I think Kairat have been the better side, if I'm dead honest with you. Key, this has been one painful match to watch. It has, hasn't it, mate? It has. Edward, correct, but who is my local team? Isn't it? Is it Fife? It's Fife, isn't it? Empty, lovely period for Scottish fans. Only one lovely Champions League away day left for both. Yeah, it might well be the Europa League for both of the Glasgow clubs. We might get imagine we get an Old Firm in Europe, an Old Firm game. In the Europa League final, maybe. Skittles, what's the score? It's 0-0, mate. Celtic 0, Kairat Almaty 0, if you can believe that. Celtic pull it out to the edge of the box. Good block and good tackle from Kairat Almaty yet again. Bodo Glimt 5-0 up now against Sturm Graz, and that one pretty much confirms they are through to the Champions League phase. 5-0 up. They have to go to Austria for the second leg, but Sturm Graz aren't going to stick 5 past them, are they? Let's be straight. And even if they do put 5 past them, they're not going to stop going in at the other end. So it'll be both teams playing the kids, I would imagine, in the second leg of that one. Empty. Thoughts on the West Fife team? Prefer North Fife. Brandon Murray, Benfica 1-0 down. It's offside. Oh, thank God for that, because I've got Benfica to qualify. I need Benfica to qualify. So I could do with them getting a 0-0 in Turkey and taking them back to the Estadio de la Luz. Pup, Aberdeen can still qualify into the Europa League. They can, yes. Yeah, if they beat Steaua Bucharest this week, there's a chance. Edward Key, would you say MLS is higher level than the Saudi Pro League? No. No, I think the Saudi Pro League's had sufficient investment now, and the players going over there seem to make it a lot better. Yeah, there's not much in it though. There really isn't much in it. Empty, I like South Fife the most. You absolute turncoat, mate. North side. Start throwing out gang signals. I shouldn't be. I remember that in New York. I don't know if I ever told. When I went to New York, I'll tell you this tale, even though it's got nothing to do with the game. But I'll tell it you, because there's nothing going on in the game. It's one of the worst ones we've watched on this channel. Went to New York about 15 years ago. It wasn't 15 years ago, it was about 10 years ago. Anyway, by the by. Went to New York and decided to jump on the metro, the subway, and go from West 32nd Street, which was like Times Square, down to the World Trade Center. We was going to Ground Zero. And we went on the subway all the way down. And I counted it. It was like 11 stops or something like that. 11, 12 stops, I think. Kairat Almaty, corner, flicked in. Oh my God, very nearly 1-0. Very nearly 1-0 to Kairat Almaty off the corner. Jesus, sweet Lord. Pup, any thoughts on the new USL setup? Don't know how the Yanks will take the whole Pro-Rel setup. I don't really know. What do you mean the whole USL setup? I don't know what that means. What are we talking about? I'm not familiar with this. The second tier. The USL is implementing a promotion and relegation system across its 3-tiered league structure with plans to launch a Division 1 league in 2027 or 2028 and have the promotion relegation system in place by 2028. That is interesting. I didn't know that. I don't know. You're right. I think they probably won't get their head around it so quickly. Five minutes left here at Parkhead. Sorry, let me finish my story. Counted, it was like 12 stops from West 32nd Street, Times Square subway, down to the World Trade Centre. Counting along, and I'm getting like 8, 9, 10 stops, and I'm like, this doesn't look like the finance district. This doesn't look like... There's no men in suits getting on here. This looks like rough, really rough. Anyway, it gets to like 11th, 12th stop. East Harlem was the stop. I was like, oh my life, we're in Harlem. This is not good. And I didn't really know if we went any further. Christ, I don't know where it would have ended up. So in the end, we jumped off, walked down the steps to cross over and come back on up the other end, and get the train all the way back. And as we went down these steps, I looked across and there was like a 7-Eleven with, I swear to God, not kidding, two blokes outside with like red hankies hanging outside the pockets. And I just immediately went, oh, we need to get out of here because we look the most touristy people ever. This is not a place you want to be lost and looking like a tourist. And luckily, just at that moment, a cab came round the corner and I went, yo, basically walked out in the middle of the road, jumped in and just said, mate, take us there. I don't care what it is, I'll pay it. So we got fleeced for the cab, but I could have been a statistic. I could have been a statistic for a moment there. Empty, bro, an away day to Kazakhstan, only 1k. Surely worth it to see Celtic get Europa. Can't see it. 1k. Be yourself, Dylan. Says Celtic might go out to... Might do. 87th minute here at Parkhead. 0-0. And I told you. I 0-0. I put money on... I was going to put money on 0-0. 2.5 to 1. 2.5 to 1. 20 minutes ago. They're not scoring these. They could play till tomorrow. They're not scoring. Easy claim from the keeper there. Oh, bad stuff. Bad news. I really thought we'd get more Rangers fans coming in giving Celtic stick. Crystal Palace accept tonight £60 million package from Arsenal for Eberechi Eze. Agreement club to club done. Arsenal finalising contract terms with Eze. Player keen on joining Arsenal. That is a big surprise and a big blow as well for Spurs. So what do Spurs do next? Do they switch to Savinho? Do they go back to Savinho? Be yourself, Dylan says Celtic smell. There's the stick as I support Aberdeen. They'll start saying things about sheep, Dylan. Empty. It's tough to fly there and win. Not a short trip with them also having to play Rangers. That is true, yes. Key, Copenhagen have scored. Have they really? Yeah, away at Bal, that's a very good result. Copenhagen 2-1 up. Good stuff. Fenerbahce and Benfica and Celtic and Kairat both finishing 0-0. That is something I would not have said. Yeah, we would never have predicted that. Joe, you just slicked it back, Kee. Slicked what back? Slicked what back? No, I've not slicked it back. I had a little bit of wax, a little bit of gel in it, and it's just all kind of, well, like I've got dandruff now, because it's just all doing that whole thing. Ollie Marley, what a crap game. It's been dreadful, hasn't it, mate? Absolutely dreadful. But yeah, Joe, no, I'm not giving it slick Rick. Don't want to see me looking slick Rick. I hate that thing. Do you know when you go in the hairdressers? When you go in the barbers, and the first thing they always do it, don't they, when they put that water, huge water bottle there, mate. Cheers, mate. They put all that, they put the water on your hair, and then they just comb it forward, don't they? Make you look like a right divvy. Oh, Copenhagen goal disallowed. Bal 1, Copenhagen 1. User 9058, hope it shows the board we need signing before the deadline day. Edward, Kee, is dandruff a bad thing to have? Well, yeah, I mean, when you say a bad thing to have, I mean, you don't want it, do you? If you can get rid of it, if you can avoid it, then yeah, get rid of it if you can. But again, I wouldn't. If you do have it, I wouldn't be losing sleep over it. Just try and sort it out. I don't really know. I've never really. I don't think I've ever had it. As far as I'm aware, anyway. Joel, unless people have just not been telling me all these years, I don't think I have. Joel can see people throwing fake rat toys on the pitch on Monday, or actual rats, maybe. Be yourself, Dylan. I have the water bottle that says how much to drink at certain times of the day. Yeah, my wife's got that as well. M15, nice. Cheers for that one, mate. Appreciated. Kee, 10 minutes added. Bloody hell, 10 minutes. Tone just shows you how many players are required. Never replaced Kyogo Kun. Now Johnston out for months by the looks of it. The board at Celtic are to blame if we don't qualify. Gilly Golly, good to see you, mate. How's it going? M157, who's playing, Kee lad? It is Celtic against Kairat Almaty. It might well be one of the worst games we've done on this channel. I'll level with you, lads and lasses. I'll level with you. It's been pretty awful. M157, didn't even know anyone was playing. Well, we're live tomorrow for Palace against Fredrikstad in the Europa Conference League. So we're live tomorrow, we're live on Friday, we're live every day going forward. So, yeah, another 8 minutes here. I'm just counting the minutes down. What time should be here? What time should be here? What do you mean? Fatboy 007, bad result for Bolton. Yeah, Reading, yeah. Reading should be getting battered there. What time will the game... Celtic have not replaced Nicholas... Oh, yeah, no, I know. What time will the game be on? I should be here. I would try and get here, if you can, for... I can't remember what time I'm live tomorrow. I think it's 6:30. I think I'm live at 6:30. Joe, do you reckon Newcastle still get Wissa? It's getting pretty worrying now. It depends, I guess. It depends on who Spurs target. Who do Spurs target? If they're not... Well, they're not getting Eze, are they? Eze's going to Arsenal, right? So who do Spurs go for now? Do they go for Eze? Oh, sorry, do they go for Wissa? Wissa being a Thomas Frank ex-player, a player he knows well, a manager that Wissa knows well. You know, it feels like that's a good fit. So is Wissa to Spurs, maybe an obvious one that now could happen, given that Newcastle don't really want to pay the money. Spurs might do. Brentford might be more willing to negotiate with them. So I guess we don't know. Kairat Almaty with a free kick in. They play it short to get it all wrong, and now Celtic on the counter. I was going to say, yeah, and if they don't go for Wissa, they might well go for Savinho, I guess. Savinho, a player that Spurs have been linked with quite heavily. As well as Ademola Lookman, of course. Ademola Lookman, desperate to leave Atalanta. Lots of players linked. Lots of clubs were linked with him. Wouldn't be surprising at all if Spurs went in for Ademola Lookman. Tone, definitely embarrassed being a fan. I can't understand how drastically Celtic have dropped off since last week against Falkirk. Disappointing results. Blimey. Be yourself, Dylan. City said no to Tottenham for Savinho. Joe, 50 million for Wissa is a joke, though. Yeah. How much extra time, says Lulig? It was 10 minutes, and we are 4 minutes into that, so another 6 to go. Okay, well, if City have said no to Spurs and Savinho isn't going anywhere, then Rodrigo isn't going to City. Rodrigo probably ends up at Liverpool, and Isak stays. If that is actually what happens. I just can't see a world where Newcastle keep Isak. I can't wrap my head around it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, how, why, in what world would Newcastle don't benefit if Isak stays? It's madness. FM No Casuals, let's face it, going into the Champions League with Adam Ida is shocking anyway. Well, we're halfway through extra time here. We're very, very near to last chance saloon, really, for Celtic. And I'll be honest, it's getting to the point, you know what, if Celtic did get a goal, you'd feel really sorry for them, wouldn't you? Feel really sorry for Kairat Almaty, because they've played well. I think Kairat Almaty have absolutely deserved the point. Brandon Murray, Benfica's finished 0-0. That's a good result for me, because I need Celtic. I need Benfica to qualify there. Fatboy 007, you really want full time. You look drained with this game. Oh, mate, I am. To be honest, I've not been well all day, mate. I really wasn't going to come on today. But my head's pounding. I've got a bit of a sore throat. And it doesn't help when you're talking all night either as well. So, yeah, I am. I'm absolutely goosed. I've not been at my best tonight. You look really sleepy. I am. Yeah, I am. I'm sleepy. I'm tired. I'm all of the above. And I've probably rambled a fair bit tonight. So if anyone's found the channel tonight, this hasn't been me at my best. This has been me on autopilot. Celtic with a shot. It's gone out. FM No Casuals, COVID, lad. It ain't COVID. Behave yourself. COVID. Let's not get into that. It's not. Although there has been people saying COVID's been going back around again. But no. I'm pretty confident it ain't COVID. I think it's just me having I don't know, sore throat. Bit of a sore throat. I'm ill too, says Noah. It's getting to that time of year again. It's like it's summer, but it's moving in towards autumn now. End of August. It shouldn't be, but it feels like it is a little. Oh, Celtic are in here. They're going to do it. Oh, good save from the keeper. Daisen Maeda. I think you've got to do better there. Joe, it's definitely getting colder today, isn't it? It is. It's been muggy, hasn't it? It's been muggy, grey, overcast. Empty, this guy is GPT-5. Chat GPT. I'm actually AI. Celtic win. No, mate. It's not been Celtic's night tonight. Look at all them Kazakh fans in the stands. Kazakh stands. Oh, I'm really tired. Delivering jokes like that is not good. 2.5 minutes. And you better believe at full time I am checking out immediately. Mexico in the house. Mexico. Hola, amigo. Bodo glimpse 5-0 up. There you go. Should have passed to Engels there. He didn't have it. It's not been a good night. It's really not been a good night for him. It's been a bad all night. Kairat Almaty have picked it up down this left-hand side here. Hey, they might even pinch one. Hit it, lad. Oh, wow! Whoa! Very nearly did it. Very nearly did it. From distance. It was inches wide, that. Inches wide. Jim, less daylight temperatures are a little cooler. Fall is approaching. It certainly is. Eze to Arsenal. 90 seconds left there for a maybe, just maybe, for Celtic to do something here. Something tells me it ain't going to happen. Something tells me Celtic might be going out in that second leg. If they're not careful. Last minute at Parkhead. Kairat Almaty intercepted again. They've been great defensively. They deserve a lot of credit. This is the thing. You know, I don't want to go over on Celtic and how bad they've been. They have been bad. Kairat Almaty have been really, really good. They've deserved it. They've really, really deserved it. Hello, mate. Just made a new account. I'm Harvey. Just want to let you know. Okay, no worries, Harvey. Good to see you, mate. Good to have you back in. User, we haven't got the team to go second league. I don't know if Rangers will compete with you, though, based on last night. Last 30 seconds here at Parkhead. Kairat Almaty intercepts it. I think that might be it, you know. I think that might be it. I can't see it lasting much longer. The ref's going to blow up. And that'll be us done. I will be back tomorrow at... who are we on for tomorrow? Thursday. 6:30 I'm live tomorrow night for Palace against Fredrikstad in the Europa Conference League at Selhurst Park. So if you're joining me tomorrow night, make sure you give us a like, give us a follow, all that good stuff. Click up there, give us a like and a follow, and I will see you all tomorrow as soon as this gets blown up for full time. Satpayev misses next match. Satpayev's missing the next match, empty. He's been booked for a pointless booking as well, but he's missing the next match now. That's grim. Celtic, long ball into the box. Last chance saloon here. It's gone behind, and that is going to be that. The keeper's won it. It's easy. It's finished. There you go. Celtic have absolutely screwed the pooch on that one. Let's all laugh at Spurs, says United forever. Let's all laugh at Celtic to a degree. Absolutely appalling from both of those Glasgow clubs in the last 24 hours. It's been shocking from both of them. Right. Have a lovely night, everyone. I will see you all tomorrow. I'll be back for Palace and Fredrikstad. Have a nice night. See you soon. Take it easy.